I shall do so.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Sending data. There we are. Hello, chat. How are you doing today? Are you happy? You should be happy, because we've finally arrived at the solution for the problem created in 1871. Germany.
It was only a matter of time until we figured out what the problem was.
It was only a matter of time until we arrived at the solution of the German problem. And turns out the answer was Germans. Just use the Germans against the Germans, and problem solves itself.
And honestly, not entirely wrong either, is it? I mean, like, the problem before was that Germany was set against the outsider.
Mm-hmm.
No, you need to set them against themselves.
Exactly. Germany does not collapse from outside forces, only internal forces.
Unfortunately, completely true. I mean, just like everywhere else, but still true.
Yeah, true. Like, this is a managed decline we see other places as well, but...
Yeah.
And so, chat, we're going to watch a couple of videos. We'll see how far we get into the second one. But the first one is from Kurzgesagt, which is, of course, a rather famous and massive channel. 25.2 million subscribers.
Blimey, I didn't realize it was that big.
Oh, it's huge.
I knew it was big, but like...
And they get a lot of funding, too. They announced a few years ago that only 60% of their income was from, like, merchandise and YouTube sales and stuff, and ads.
Really?
Yeah, everything else is, like, governmental grants and stuff. They got, like, 3 million euros a few years ago.
Not a great surprise, though, is it?
No.
Of course they do. Of course they do. They're exactly the kind of thing that the German government would sponsor.
Yes. And they made a video. Germany is over, which is interesting.
Oh, Napoleon's going to be thrilled.
He is. So.
Amazing. Sorry, that's amazing, isn't it? You know, what was it? Took what? 1989 was the fall of the Berlin Wall? So, well, we're 40 years down the line, and it only took 40 years for liberalism to render Germany over. Amazing. That's an incredible rate of destruction.
What 2 world wars could not manage.
Yeah, exactly. Germany lost 2 fucking world wars, still not destroyed. 40 years of peace, and that's it. You wouldn't have imagined, would you? The Kaiser's just like, we're never going to lose. Now you are.
And imagine, this is with half the country fighting tooth and nail to avoid more socialism.
I know, the fucking poor... I tell you what, like, based East Germany, keep voting AFD, lads. You know, like, so there's just a quick thing, right? I went over to do a event in Germany last year. And a bunch of the Germans were like, no, you really don't understand the extent of the problem over here. I was like, okay, what do you mean? He's like, it's baked into our constitution that we have to be libtards, and it can only be changed with a 2/3 majority. And as we're never going to get that, we're going to be libtards until the very end. And I'm like, shit. Because, I mean, like, just for anyone who doesn't know, in Britain, for example, we don't have a constitution. So all it takes is 350 mad lad patriots to get into parliament, and we can swing everything around. The Germans do not have this luxury.
Well, they gotta avoid being the bad guys, even if it destroys them.
Well, existing as a nation is them being the bad guys, according to the libtard state.
True enough. So, let's see what Kurzgesagt has to say then. I'm genuinely rather interested to see where they place the blame for this.
Yeah.
Germany will soon crash into the consequences of a fertility crisis made much worse by the mismanagement of the boomer generation.
That's so funny. It's like, what's causing the fertility crisis? Well, the same thing that's causing it everywhere in the world. The unspeakable thing that no one can ever mention.
That no one can ever mention.
Women's rights.
But I love it. Like, it's the boomer generation. Like, don't get me wrong, that's technically correct, but I think we're glossing over a few things here.
Heresy's the question.
Yeah, it's just the boomers,
Fire
bro.
is the answer.
Just the boomers. It's just the boomers. Those old people who had the kids and everything. They're the problem.
To be fair, he's got a point there, right? Because the boomers were like, yeah, we want our pensions. So, oh, great. How many kids are you having? 2? But that's not enough. You need at least something like 4 kids to support your pensions. And every generation has to have 4 kids to support the pensions. And the boomers are like, we don't care. It's like, oh, really? Well, that's interesting.
True.
We'll see how long those pensions last.
There are ample sins to be placed at the doors of the boomers as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The demographic collapse tearing up the generational contract may soon destroy one of Germany's greatest achievements, its welfare state.
But it wasn't really an achievement, though.
That's so great. Oh, we love our holy welfare state. It's our greatest achievement. It's destroying our country, but it's our greatest achievement.
It's our greatest achievement. This sword upon which we will impale ourselves.
Fucking incredible.
But look at how beautiful it is as our blood runs down it.
I know, it's amazing.
God, like, okay. This is one of those... Like, the entire reason why the term suicidal empathy gained so much traction is because everybody looked at it and thought, like, oh, yeah, I recognize that. I see that.
Oh, yeah. In my own government, every fucking day.
But it is truly remarkable how we have actively killed ourselves and we still look upon the thing killing us with fondness.
Yes. Well, they consider it truly the moral goal of the state. They really see it as the moral goal.
It may end us, but boy, weren't we good people whilst we did it.
Yeah.
Millennials, Gen Z and younger are left with a huge mess they somehow need to sort while they're outvoted by the grey bloc making the decisions for them.
Thanks, boomers.
I mean, unironically, yes. Like, there's a generation of entrenched liberals who are like, we voted ourselves all of this free stuff. Look at all of the free things we voted for ourselves. You're gonna have to pay for that.
Yeah, that's literally what's happening.
Also, I love that there's a little nuclear reactor there too. Like, yes, that's one of the mistakes the boomer generation did.
Yeah. Sorry. What nuclear reactor in Germany? What are you talking about? No. You got rid of that because nuclear bad for some reason. No one can ever explain why it's bad. I mean, it's not bad by, I don't know, energy production metrics or by safety or environmental metrics or anything like that. But it's just bad because it's a scary word, nuclear. Oh, we can't have that. Good people don't have that. Fuck yourself. Fuck you. I hate you all.
What happened?
Oh, Lederhosen. Oh, God. Okay. Dangerous direction.
Population collapse. Germany was among the first countries to industrialize, and so its fertility rates dropped early in the 20th century. But for 55 years...
Hang on. Germany didn't just industrialize and then, there we go. There go your fertility rates. Britain, England, industrialized in the 19th century, and our fertility rates were completely fine even after World War II. It's not just a direct correlate. You industrialize, there go your fertility rates. That's not true, you fucking liar.
There's a bit of a false equivalence there, yes.
Well, it's just not a causal link. Britain had been industrialized for 100 years before our fertility rates started dropping.
Not to mention,
literally,
how did industrialization cause the fertility rates to drop?
Yeah, literally, they're called the baby boomer generation because after World War II, there was a huge amount of children born. On each side of my parents' family, they have 6. They are one of 6 brothers and sisters, and it's that's a massive generation. 100 years plus after industrialization. It's not just being an industrial country that does this, is it, bro? Is it?
No, and there's no like if you have more resources, that isn't an option. That isn't a reason to have less kids. If anything, it's a reason to have more kids. So there's clearly something else that is blamed, something moral to be blamed here.
Yes.
They've been below replacement at 1.4 children per woman in 2025.
We should be encouraging those women to have kids.
Sounds almost amazing, but
Oh god, yeah, South Korea. Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's over for fucking South Korea.
it still means population collapse. If fertility stays at 1.4, then 100 Germans will have 70 kids. When those grow up, they'll have 49 kids, who'll then have 34 kids, who'll have 24.
And then there will be no more Germans.
Yeah, and something will have to change. One of those core assumptions of the 20th century liberal welfare state will have to fucking change. Is it going to be women's rights? Is it going to be access to birth control? No, God forbid.
Maybe again, like this is where the problem comes in with the industrialization side. Okay, birth rates are falling. Fine. What happens if we deindustrialize? Will birth rates rise? No. We will have even less stuff.
Well, hang on.
It doesn't follow.
Arch, we have deindustrialized. Britain is no longer an industrial power, and yet our birth rates haven't gone up. We're a post-industrial service economy. Where's our birth rates, motherfucker?
That's true, yes.
Like,
again, more away from industrialization and just onto service economy. And honestly, governments. The governments are being one of the largest employers in the nation now.
Yep. Oh, by far as well. I mean, the NHS is like the 7th biggest employer in the world, just behind like the Chinese army.
Yeah. So, again, clearly, it has nothing to do with industrialization. That's the reason why the birth rates are plummeting.
Nope.
A 76% drop within 4 generations. Many people think there are too many humans anyway, so what's the big...
Oh, thanks, Malthus.
You know, okay, well, here's the thing. Are there too many humans? Yes. But what do we leave out of that equation? How many humans are there too many of?
Yeah, all humans just the same. But what I love about this is like, there are too many humans. Yeah, well, not if you're the one running the pension system, all right? Then you're like, Jesus, we need more men. We need more men.
There's not too many humans if you're in Europe or America or the Western world or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
So when you say too many humans, we need to add in some fucking qualifiers there.
Big deal.
Oh, this is such a good video.
At the same time, people started living much, much longer. So we have a fatal mix of way more grannies and way fewer babies. The real crisis German millennials, Gen Z and younger will have to live through is the massive shift in population composition and the transition period.
Ah, that's a very polite way of saying ethnic replacement in their own country.
Yes, because that money is going to have to come from somewhere, and there's only really 2 options. If Granny wants her pension, either the government needs to print an infinite amount of money, which means the money will be worth absolutely nothing, something Germany has repeated experience with.
Yeah, this isn't new.
No. Or you're going to need a lot more taxpayers. But the problem there is also, we theorize, are these new taxpayers actually going to pay more into the system than they extract?
Well, the numbers are actually in, Arch, and you're going to be really shocked to learn that in the cases of the Netherlands and Denmark, where they actually did an honest accounting of this, they found the answer was, drumroll, no, never in their lives are they net taxpayers.
And so, importing even more people, beyond staffing up the nursing homes, I guess, achieves nothing but giving us yet another generation of old people that will require yet another set of pensions.
You know what's really interesting is they looked around at the countries of the world and were like, right, what countries don't have welfare systems? And they were like, oh, wow, let's just import raw human labor from these countries. It's like, well, hang on a second. Why don't those countries have the welfare system? And it's because none of them are ever net taxpayers. Ever. Ever. And it's like, well, then why would you think they'd be net taxpayers over here? What makes you think they would be compelled to change their ways?
Mm-hmm.
In 2026, Germany is already one of the oldest countries in the world, with a median age of over 45.
And another thing, too, that needs to be pointed out here is, even if a switch was made today, tomorrow, if the entirety of Germany was like, okay, women's right was a mistake, we need the breeding camps, all of this shit, slam the fucking gas. The majority of the female population is already too old to have children safely, or children at all.
I mean, it'd be a difficult tailspin to pull out of. That's true.
Yes,
I think it's probably possible.
This age,
basically, a lot of people are just going to have to accept their pensions are going to be a very small amount of money.
Yeah, or that they simply won't exist.
Yeah.
Like, Germany's in a slightly better position than some, but like, because it's a rich country that still has a fair bit of industry and economy. But a country like South Korea, that was always propped up, in essence, artificially by injections of Western money and expertise from America, for example.
Yeah.
I mean, it's old, are already living in poverty, and it's only going to get worse.
Yep.
Like, we are, unironically, as you and I, Sargon, are going to probably see the first killings of old people.
Yeah. What was that Midsummer film? Well, did you ever see it?
I don't think so.
It's like a film based in either Norway or Sweden, where like some very diverse multiculti college-age sort of group of kids go to some village. And they learn the horrible secret about the village, which is at like 74 years old, the old people jump off a rock and kill themselves. And it's like, that's literally going to have to happen, but it'll be done by the government, not just by custom.
Well, it'll in essence be made, and it'll be presented as incredibly noble, very nice. The old people are sacrificing themselves. They will be beautiful.
Yeah. It's exactly what it was like in this Midsummer thing. Yeah. And they were all like, oh my God, this is horrible. It's like, this is the fucking future, bro. This is the future you've made.
Yellow mare's fluttery, buttery butt.
Almost 2 in 5 Germans are over 50. Almost 1 in 4 is older than 65. Only 1 in 8 is a child under 14. Despite its industrial production declining, suffocating bureaucracy, and...
Also, why is its industrial production declining as well?
Energy costs.
Yep. Exactly. Energy costs.
Trust me, I'm in Britain. I know exactly why.
So there are 3 leading reasons for this. 1, energy cost, which the Germans themselves destroyed themselves over by getting rid of their nuclear power.
And being like, we're going to be dependent on Russia for our energy. Ha ha ha, President Trump, you fucking fat idiot. What would you know about it? Like, Jesus Christ, man. It's so bad.
Yep. Secondly, they are a safety-obsessed nation. Every job requires literal binders of rules and regulations and guarantees and checks and tests. And so every person, every laborer costs many times his output in just safety nonsense.
Yeah.
And thirdly, there isn't any will to work. Nobody wants to do anything anymore. Everybody's an engineer. Everybody's PhD. Everybody's a master. We don't need doctors. We don't need masters. What we actually need are fucking plumbers, carpenters, builders.
Well, you know what? It's just easy to go on the dole. Turns out that's going to give me benefits, mate.
Yep.
Why would I want to do anything else when they're just going to give me free money?
Why would you?
And like, I mean, can you? How much do you think remittances from Germany back to like Turkey or wherever are each year? Must be in the billions of euros.
Undoubtedly.
Like every year, tens of billions of euros flood out of our countries, and we don't think about it at all.
Heresy's the question. Fire is the
Let's
answer.
see. All right, so just from a quick, like, little Google Gemini search assist thing answer, $21.2 billion in 2024 alone.
Jesus Christ. Like, that is the most extractive thing in the world, isn't it? And yet, here we are, just normal. It's normal. Every year. No tax on that whatsoever.
Which is absurd, too, by the way. Everything else is taxed, but not this.
Yeah, literally everything you can imagine is taxed, except for foreigners sending money out of the country.
So, and where does this money go? Yep. So,
yeah.
a nice flow indeed.
Yeah. God, it's insufferable, isn't it?
And little economic growth, Germany's system is still chugging along, and it remains one of the richest countries.
Sorry, just a quick
Still-
thing on this, right? Notice how Kurzgesagt has concealed all of this knowledge from you, chat, right? Notice how he hasn't mentioned any of this. He hasn't brought any of this up. This is being talked about as if there's some inevitability, and there's, in fact, a moral failing on the part of the Germans for not working to uphold the universal system of human rights and welfare payments. The Germans are just morally deficient, is what they're coming to with this.
Yeah, not enough work is being done. Enough produce isn't being created.
Yeah. How dare you want to retire, German person? Don't you know a Turkish family needs that welfare?
A big population and a big workforce, along with generous social benefits and pension payouts. But soon, the reality of demographics and boomer mismanagement will hit.
And there too, like, it becomes like these are just good things, you know, large society, generous pensions. These are all good things, and then mismanagement, as if the two aren't connected. No, there was something fundamental within our belief system here that didn't work out.
Yeah. The evil German boomers implemented liberalism, that philosophy you love and cling to, and it's destroyed the country.
Hit Germany like a freight train. Population crash means that a society and culture loses more than just people.
Our culture? Hold on, are we saying the Germans have culture now?
Oh, the Germans' incredible culture. It was German, but that became racist to say.
Yes.
The systems and countries we've built can't just be downscaled. Things stop working.
Oh, no.
Young Germans are screwed. Old ones too. By 2036, 13 million German baby boomers will retire.
Just name the philosophy that's been in control of Germany since the fall of the war. You know, it was communism until the fall of the Berlin Wall, and that was shit. And then it was liberalism for the rest of that time, and now you're like, yeah, and that's dying too. It's literally destroying the country. Name it. Don't just act like there's, oh no, it's just neutral, organic forces that are operating. No, it's a series of choices, unnatural choices, that we have made about our countries that are fucking ruining us.
This big bulge here. But because they didn't have nearly enough kids, way fewer younger people will replace them. In 2030 alone, there might be millions of jobs that will be impossible to fill.
Oh God, can you imagine? It's not going to happen.
And, again, what will happen to these millions of jobs? Impossible to fill. Well, impossible to fill with Germans? Sure.
Yeah. But also, what happened to AI? I thought that was going to save us.
Oh, God, like, AI, too. Like, every assumption we made was just wrong. It turns out AI isn't actually useful for 98% of things. It's basically just a fancy toy.
Yeah. No, I loved it as well. It's like, oh yeah, AI is going to do all the labor, so we can sit around doing art and making music. No, AI is going to generate art and videos and music for you. It's going to be living the communist dream while you're still laboring in a factory. Sorry.
Yeah, because it's a lot easier to make the AI sing to you than it is to pick up your garbage.
Yeah, and there's a lot less at stake. Like, AI having its hallucinations and accidentally killing a bunch of people is an unacceptable thing to have happen. AI making a shit picture with too many fingers, well, that doesn't hurt anyone, actually, so it's fine.
Fewer people working means fewer taxes and resources for the state.
Oh, no, not the state.
And also, there's the thing too, fewer people working. No. There'll be just about the same amount of people working because of your mass immigration. The problem is, most of those people won't actually be working a single job for long enough or steady enough to make it matter. Instead, you'll have a wave of immigrants come in, work a job for however long is required to qualify for social benefits, quit.
Yeah.
And then you will need to bring in a new wave of people to replace them.
Yep. And the doctrine of universal human rights will prevent you from ever being able to question this state of affairs.
Yes. As the German police said, it would take us decades to deport 6 million people.
Well, chop chop. There's no time like the present. You better crack on.
Also, services will decline. Waiting times would increase for everything from your bags at the airport to doctor's appointments. But the much more urgent issue is retirees.
Yes, retirees. Like, okay, even here in Norway, year after year after year, there's basically been more and more cuts to pensions until the point where, like, not even my generation, but generations after there probably won't be pensions. And what pension there will not be provided by the government, because we have an enforced retirement plan where the government basically taxes your paycheck a certain amount of percent, which they put inside of a fund. But that fund is just in a bank somewhere, growing at 2% a year, meaning inflation outruns it. So your money that could have been worth something today is going to be reduced by 75% by the time you get it.
Yep. Just to be clear, chat, I'm not expecting to get a pension.
Yeah. No, it's an idiotic system. Like the entire idea, again, of the forced governmental savings is the dumbest thing ever, because it doesn't produce anything.
Nope.
Germany has a pay-as-you-go pension system, which means that about 20% of today's salaries is directly paid out to
Fucking 20%! Holy
fucking hell, man.
pensioners.
Forced to pay 20% of your tax to your pension.
Sort of worked in the 1960s when there were 5 working Germans for every retiree. But in 2024, this ratio is down to about 2.5. In the 2030s, it will get closer to 2 workers for 1 pensioner. And about 10 years after retirement, people tend to get really sick and cause the vast majority of healthcare costs. The math ain't mathing, and it actually never really did.
Oh,
Amazing.
It never did it?
We lied that whole time, did we?
Already in the 1970s, governments began to subsidize the pension funds with tax revenue, pushing the problem into the future, as has more or less every single government since then. Well, the future is today.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The future is now, old man.
And all of this money, again, that we took out of the system, all of this money we've removed from the system is worth less and less year by year.
Yep.
It's just an idiotic system. And we all knew it was an idiotic system, but we kind of just kept going.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like this wasn't predictable in advance. That's the thing. Like, you had an entire school of economics that was like, this can't work. This just can't work. And they're like, yeah, we can. Look, Keynesianism says we can just start pumping money into the economy and then everything grows. It's like, no. Again, you're just mortgaging your own future. The bill will come due eventually. And here we are.
In 2025, the German federal government spent roughly a quarter of its annual tax revenues to fix holes in the pension system, on top of the working population's payments. Let's say that again.
So already you're taking 20% out of everybody's paychecks, and then you need to take a further quarter out of the government's total income just to pay the old people.
I mean, I would sound shocked. I would act shocked. But in Britain, tax receipts is now a lower amount of money than benefits payments, and 53% of the population are on benefits of some form. So I'm not going to be like, oh, Germany, you fucking useless bastard. No, we're in probably a worse position, to be honest.
Fire is the answer.
Yeah, to be fair to the Germans, if you feel like we've been bullying your country a lot recently, and we have, it's only because you're the most standout example. Believe you me, we're all in the same fucking boat.
Yeah, trust us. This is not us being, oh, la-di-da, hoity-toity, aren't we better than the Germans? No, we're all fucked, lads. We're all totally fucked.
4 German tax euros is used to pay out pensions today. More than on education, research, infrastructure, and defense combined.
Yep.
What I love so much as well is when they're like, guys, we might need you to go to war with Russia. And it's like, why? To save this system? It's like, what? Why would I want to do that? Holy shit. Like, I have got absolutely no love or care for Russia whatsoever, but I certainly don't really want to save this system.
The wealth of the nation is redistributed from the young and the working to the old and retired.
Oh, thanks so much.
And to one other group of people, too, that you mentioned, social wealth and healthcare systems.
So they just happen to leave that group out. They're just weird. They just happen to, that group being probably about a third of Germany's population now. Just don't come up in this video. That's so weird.
And as the boomers retire, this will only get worse. It's money that could be spent on things that help the young and the working part of the population, like incentives to start a family, lower taxes, free childcare, cheap...
Oh, lower taxes. I have stopped fantasizing about that fucking dream.
You know what, right? The online right today has been embroiled, absolutely embroiled in a battle between me and like the quote unquote nationalists, because I'm like, you know what? The Labour government came out and were like, oh, we're going to give 5 to 15-year-olds free bus passes. And I just tweeted, look, I'm so fucking sick of you giving people free shit. And the online right was up my arse about it. But like, oh, you don't care for our people. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck off, you parasites. Stop spending my fucking money.
Yeah. We need to get less of everything. The government needs to shrink. No more givvies. Not to mention...
Especially on trivial stuff like bus passes.
And the entire fundament of this, too, is this idiotic belief that, okay, you're going to take $20 from me in taxes. Specifically so you can give me $5 in bus passes.
Yes. Yeah.
Can't I just keep the $20 instead?
I can buy 4 bus passes with it, for fuck's sake.
Yes. This idiotic idea that somehow you will have more money if you pass it through the government first.
Yeah, as Hayek pointed out, right? Just any amount of state spending is just burning money. You're just literally burning money. Yes. You may as well have not done it. It's just, honestly.
Like even something as theoretically simple as transferring the money from A to B, there's a government bureaucrat in the middle there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Loans to buy homes, investments in education, infrastructure, or clean energy.
Fuck clean energy. Nuclear, now!
Yeah, no, too late for that. Germany's closed it down because they're morally superior. And so, sorry, go on.
The only thing they do here, like free childcare... No. What we really need here is this, and these. These are the only things that really need to happen. Because free healthcare is paid for by the state. Fuck that. Lower the taxes and incentive for starting a family. God, help me. Honestly, I'm going to say something positive of the Austrian man here. But guess what he did? Guess what he did? He was like, okay, you have a child? Okay, you're going to pay 20% less taxes. 2 children, 50%. You have 4 or 5 more children, you don't pay taxes anymore.
Yeah, selling me. I'm just saying that's selling. Like, I got 4 kids, man. I don't want to pay any fucking taxes. And the thing is, right, and I know this is going to be really hugely controversial, right, but women should not be encouraged to be in the workforce. I'm not saying they should be banned from the workforce or anything like that. I'm just saying we shouldn't be encouraging women into the workforce, because that's what's, I think, really at the bottom of women not starting families. I really do. Having attachments outside of what would otherwise have been the family is the problem. I really think it.
Incentives to start a family, lower taxes, free childcare, cheap loans to buy homes, investments in education.
See, look at this. Half of this. Oh, we need childcare and cheap loans. Like, well, hang on a second, right? If half the workforce dropped out of the workforce, well, that's the childcare covered, right? Completely covered. But also, then you have men's wages going up as their labor actually becomes in demand. So you have now a much richer workforce, even if it's smaller, and suddenly all of these problems start solving themselves.
Yeah, and again, like the cheap loans, the infrastructure, etc., all of these are government things spent for your money. Like, no, we could literally just do taxes. Get rid of fucking taxes. Lower taxes.
Yeah. Just do it like our grandparents used to fucking do it.
Structure or clean energy. There are so many things that would help young Germans. But will millennials and Gen Z get to enjoy similar pensions at least? Well, it's not very likely. The current system only works for boomers because their parents had more children and died younger, and because Germany was booming and the problem escalated slowly. Young people today don't have all of that. Okay, that...
Sorry, hang on. Give me, Kurzgesagt, give me a graph of government spending over time. What percentage of GDP was spent by the German government in, say, 1960, and what percentage of it is it now? Because I bet it's very similar to my country, where it's literally almost half of everything earned in the country is spent by the government. I bet it's really similar. And I bet back in 1960, it was probably like 20%. Fuck you.
And the big thing too, like the housing and rent cost, which is our genuine problem now. The average age of a house owner in America is 35. I bet you it's probably higher in Europe.
No, I don't think it's substantially different, actually, because of exactly the same reasons as America, as in immigration.
And one of the biggest reasons for this is because, if you look at this, 20% of the German population are first-generation immigrants. 20%! First generation alone. Wider sense, approximately 25.2 million, 30% of the population. Your rent and the prices of houses would be significantly lower if there were 30% fewer Germans.
Quote unquote Germans.
Indeed.
People in Germany trying to rent houses.
Yes. Like, this is the reason why the housing market doesn't even have anything to do with the economy, because a house is not tied to the economy. A house is tied to how many fucking people need houses.
And also, housing should be the cheapest thing in the country, really. Because, as Kurzgesagt keeps complaining, well, our population's dropping. Well, that means that the demand for housing should be going down.
Yeah. Again, if we're going to drop 70% of the population in 4 generations, why the fuck are houses expensive?
Yeah, why are we building? All our government does is, we got to build 200,000 houses a year to keep up with demand. It's like, well, where the fuck is that demand coming from? The pension system?
Yeah. If our population is shrinking, why the hell do we need to buy houses?
Are you ready to rut this yellow mare's fluttery buttery butt?
That's depressing, but at least the young can take care of their own retirement and save money, right?
No.
Well, many sure would like to, but taxes and contributions are about 40% of salaries for the average worker.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, the average worker.
And there it is. Like, and again, you are punished for actually trying to take care of yourself. So in Norway, if you're working a regular job, the government takes 20% of your money straight out of your tax, straight out of your wage slip, right? And then comes the various fees and 25% sales tax and everything else, adding up to something like 40%.
Yeah.
But if you're stupid enough to start a business, if you're retarded enough to earn money for yourself, you get an additional 30% tax on top of the preceding 20%.
You have business rates. Is that a business rate in there in Norway?
So we pay 20% tax on income, and then we pay another 30% tax on business tax. So the guy owning the shop, who's giving wages to himself, pays the 22%, and then the additional 30% for the business.
Right. Because in Britain, what we have is 25% corporation tax, obviously. So a quarter of anything you earn, you've just got to give to the government, because fuck you. And then we have something called business rates, which is you dare actually have a business, and everyone's like, what's that mean? It's like, well, the government's like, well, you're going to have to give me half of whatever your rent is as a business rate. And you're like, okay, what do I get in exchange? What do you mean in exchange? This is theft. We're here to steal. It's called a business rate. For having the temerity of having a business in this country, you have to pay half your rent again to the government, because fuck you.
So we have a beautiful thing that's somewhat similar to that, which is called arbeidsgiveravgift, which is a laborer's fee.
Oh, thanks.
So if you're stupid enough to employ somebody, the government will then take 14% of their salaries on top of it as a tax on allowing people to work.
It is absolutely insane, isn't it?
It's utterly lunacy. So you created a job for a person to earn money and contribute to the economy. We're going to fucking punish you for that.
Yeah, and that's what this is about. It genuinely is. I'm going to punish you.
Yes.
And so no, I'm pretty radicalized at this point, frankly, when it comes to the government.
It's just punishment. And this is like, for the common good. No. What would be for the common good is that I created a job. If anything, you should be thanking me.
If anything, I should be getting loads of fucking tax breaks and not have to pay any fucking tax at all. And in fact, seriously, if I didn't have to pay tax on my business would probably be about 40% bigger than what it is, right? And so I would be employing 40% more people than I do, but I can't because the government keeps fucking raping me.
Exactly. Like, you'd employ more people. Exact same situation over here. Like, I'm not... one of the biggest reasons why I basically work exclusively with foreigners is because I don't need to pay as many fucking fees.
Yeah. And they don't seem to understand that every person I employ, they'd be able to tax.
Yes. No, they know it, but they ignore it.
They don't care.
Like, again, this entire system is just made to fail.
Yeah. But what I love about it, you can tell the mindset as well. It's like, well, that's hypothetical money that we could get off people, but you've got money right now, and we want that money right now. And it's like... ugh.
And almost 50% in the highest tax brackets, one of the highest in the world. Together with the rising cost of living and sluggish wage growth, this makes it especially hard for young and middle-aged Germans to generate savings for their own retirements.
Yeah, and... okay, even say that you manage to take... okay, it's not even just taxes, right? Because you spend half of your money in taxes already. You need to live, food, rent, electricity, water. What the fuck is there going to be left to save? And what you do save, you're going to put in the bank at 2 to 3 or maybe 4, if you're being extremely lucky, interest rate. With an inflation of 5 to 6%.
The way this is being framed, it's just like, well, these things just happen, and it's just difficult for young Germans to go, no, they're being fucking robbed!
Yeah,
they're being robbed by the fucking government! It's not neutral, it's not an act of God, it's a choice! Fucking bureaucrats are robbing them! Ugh! I fucking hate it so much!
One of the best investments, wealth generators and places of comfort and security is owning your own place. But due to a mix of NIMBYs preventing new development, increasing mountains of new regulations making building more expensive, and millions of people...
Regulations from who? They didn't just come from God, did they? Fucking hell! This wasn't divinely held down on stone tablets! Fucking hell, this channel's pissing me off.
And the amount of idiotic regulation, too. Like, okay...
oh, God, yeah.
And it's just made up bullshit for no other reason than to employ a governmental stooge to keep a track of the fucking books.
Oh, so true. So true. People who don't know anything about actually running a business are in charge of running businesses by the government.
Years ago, we wanted to build a garage on our property, just to store the cars, the tractor, all of this stuff that we would like to keep inside. It took a year.
I'm picturing this young, naive, optimistic, wide-eyed, excuse me, Mr. Government Bureaucrat, can we build a garage on our things? Like, you fucking know!
No, it took a year of paper pushing to approve the building of a fancy shed on our fucking land.
Why? It's a shed!
Yes!
Why does anyone from the government need to be involved in that?
And the amount of surveys, like, they had to come people over and check, are there any trees there? No, it's a lawn. Could there be trees there? I mean, theoretically. Is that a problem? I don't know.
Why would I want to build a shed in a forest, retards? Like, anyway, carry on this before I get angry.
Getting to Germany in the last few decades, the housing supply is deeply behind demand. Renting and buying real estate...
Deeply behind demand? Dropping. Demand by who?
But that population was cratering, bro. What happened? What happened, Kurzgesagt? What did you leave out of this equation for some reason? Why not? Why not mention it?
Where young people actually want to live is so expensive today that even couples with a dual income and good jobs have a really hard time affording it. The generational contract
And I wonder why.
Are you ready to wreck
Just
All these
out
lies by
of pocket
omission.
here, Kurzgesagt, but is there a group of people that make up roughly 30% of the population who were given houses, mayhaps?
Yeah. Was there any social housing involved here, Kurzgesagt?
Yes. Was there 10-odd million houses that were simply removed from the market for some reason?
Yeah. Oh, questions.
Contract in Germany is broken. And yet,
No, the social contract is indeed broken, yes, but it's a very different social contract, too.
But also, okay, no, the social contract's broken. Oh, really? Is it just one of those things that's hanging in the air, or was it broken by someone? Did the people of Germany break the contract? No? Okay, well, who broke it then? The fucking government! Urgh!
some media voices continue to frame all this as a failure of young people's financial habits. The reality is complicated, and
No, it's the government! It's not complicated, it's really fucking simple! It's the fucking government!
Some media voices could decide. Okay, right. So now we get to the reason why I'm very, very excited.
Go on.
misleading
The government's gonna
narratives
collapse it.
permeate the media landscape. Thankfully, there is a solution. Our partner Ground News
Oh, good. It's a sponsor.
Good.
Thank
Well,
God.
that is a solution for you, Kurzgesagt. That's true. You
Yeah,
don't. I'm sure you live in a nice enough house.
is a website.
Why aren't we
and app
sponsored
built
by
to help
Ground
you think
News,
critically
Arch?
about the information you consume. A mission we fully support.
Do you though? do you though?
Sir?
Oh God, that's a
Fucking
long
bro.
fucking ad. Holy mother of God.
The fucking brass balls. And the thing is, Ground News must have paid tens, probably hundreds of thousands for an ad on a channel this size.
Yes, and an unskippable ad inside of the video, in addition to the
Yeah.
other ads.
Yeah.
And now, back to the video.
Oh, thanks.
Young Germans are condemned to pay off a huge loan on the future that the older generations have generously granted themselves. And they don't have the power to change this by voting, because German parties just have no incentive to help young people. Demographic decline in a
No,
democracy.
no, that's not true. They've got every incentive to help young people. It's just that the German system is so locked up that it's just not possible to get the kind of consensus needed to get the changes done.
Well, there's also the thing. Incentive to help young people. Okay, here's the question then. What are the young people asking for? Because if the answer is simply more Gibbs, there is no point. This is how we got here to begin with. If their request is, give us a house, well, I'm sorry, we gave that to Abdul 5 years ago.
Yeah, sorry, this isn't fucking Gaddafi's Libya. We're not giving you a house, you're German.
Yeah. We don't have any more money. We're already taking 50% of your income and we still can't afford it.
Yeah, where would we get the money for your fucking house if we need to steal from you to give it to Abdul?
Yes. And this is the thing.
Think, Zuma, think.
Unless the young people are asking for things like make Abdul go home, there is no remedy to this situation.
Yeah.
It requires a fully restructuring of the political system and the fundamental assumptions of German and liberal society.
Yep.
And there's the thing too, the young people aren't asking for that yet. It's fucking
Yeah, they
getting
should
there
be.
though.
Yeah, they fucking should be.
Is a feedback loop. When seniors are the largest group of voters, politicians make
Ah,
politics
right.
for
Hang
them.
on. No, that's a great point. Great point, Kirk. That very sly, very reactionary. I see what you did there. Only people who pay taxes should vote. Great point. Great fucking point. Because when actually 40% of the fucking country don't pay taxes and still vote, turns out they just vote themselves fucking benefits. Good point. Finally made, Kyrgyzstan. Fuck's sake.
This leaves young Germans facing a hard time building wealth or getting their own homes, which makes them even
Being
less willing to
robbed.
start.
Being fucking
robbed.
robbed. It's not. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna stop. Because I'm actually getting wound up by it now.
Start families and have children, even if they want to, all of which is making the demographic crash worse.
Oh, and there's the thing too, like, can't have children even if they wanted to. Abdul doesn't have this problem. The
Yeah,
fuck do you mean?
weirdly, Abdul's got dozens of fucking children.
There are people living in Africa right now that has to walk 6 miles from there as well, I've been told by the television. That family has 12 children.
Yeah. How is this happening to them?
Like,
oh, wait, what is the one thing that women in their country don't have? Oh, right, yeah, good point.
and sure, no. All of this too, and I get the underlying argument as well. Like, I don't want to have a child in a crashing economy. Okay, I sympathize. I do. You want to actually provide your child with more than Abdul from the village does.
Yep.
But that's going to require a lot more changes.
Yeah, you aren't ready for that, my friend. You're
Worse,
not ready for the things you're going to have to accept as premises upon which the state must be founded for that.
Germany has become a society that works for the old and relies on the young, making it really hard to create new young people. Baby boomers' lives
It works for the fucking benefit spongers, doesn't it? I mean, not just the pensioners.
Yeah. Somebody has to work to pay.
Yeah.
are affected too. With unsustainable pension funds, inevitably millions of older Germans will have to work much longer than they thought.
And not just that also, but one thing that's been happening in Norway is there was a recent example where a family bought a house in a nice part of Oslo, our capital, 50 years ago, long before it became a nice part, right?
Yeah.
And that house, of course, rose in value year by year by year. Until now, the government is like, your house is worth X amount of millions, and that's money that you have, so we're going to tax you, your wealth tax, based upon that.
Unrealized capital gains tax, bro. What are you talking about? I didn't sell anything. Yeah, but you owe us loads of money.
And so there's lots of old people who have to actually sell their homes because they literally cannot afford the taxes inquired by living in the houses they bought.
Chat, have I been clear? This is just outright theft. Theft. Fucking theft by the government.
Even as, again, pension ages just rise. Absolutely, sure. There are countries that took the piss with this, like fucking Greece pensioning themselves to like the age of 40 and 50.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to live in a society where everyone is expected to work until they're fucking 86.
But just to be clear, that's not the Germans, mate. That's not what the German mindset towards work is. It's very different to the Greek mindset.
Mm-hmm.
A retirement age of 70 or higher is already being discussed. Today, about 20% of German pensioners live in poverty, and that rate is all but guaranteed to increase significantly in the 2030s. Still, seniors and boomers in total own the vast majority of Germany's wealth.
And there's two. Now, when you say that, Kurzgesagt, what do you mean, the vast majority of wealth? Because what you mean is they have houses.
Yeah, but I love that.
Wants.
I love that little frame. Yeah. The young people are being taxed into oblivion when they slave away all day. But have you thought about the real victims of this society, the richest generation to have ever lived? Have you thought about them? They're the real victims of this. Like, no, they're fucking not, bro.
And don't worry, the government's coming for them too.
Yeah. Well, everything will be consumed. Everything.
Yeah. This will be a universal fuck you. Everybody's going to suffer. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Germans are even arguing about to what extent the costs of social systems have gotten out of hand.
Wow, now you know it's bad. When even the Germans and the Kurzgesagt are like, are we spending too much money on this?
I have to admit.
Even in a high-tax country like Germany, there's plenty of wealth disparity and opportunities to tax the rich and take pressure off workers.
Oh, I love it. We need to rob more money. We just need to rob more money. If we can just rob a little bit more, we steal just some more money off some people, this system will work, bro. Trust us.
And again, this is how you see Kurzgesagt's fucking politics coming into it.
Yeah,
so,
100%.
Germany has 2.8 million individuals with net worth over 1 million euros. Now, that's net worth, which means your house, your car, every possession you have, etc., is over 1 million
That sounds
euros.
like a lot, but it's not. Sounds like a lot, but it's really not.
And it's home to like 256 genuinely rich people, billionaires,
Yeah.
And these people are already paying through the nose. They're already paying 50% taxes. They're already paying more taxes than you. But if you were to take them, so their total wealth is 758 billion. If you take all of the rich people, over 1 million euros per household, all of them, 758 billion. Now let's see. What's the governmental budget of Germany?
Yeah, I bet that's about a third of the year that counts for.
Let's see. Budget of Germany. It is 820 billion on social security alone.
Yeah, so it doesn't even cover the Gibbs. Doesn't even cover the fucking Gibbs.
Even if you took every single fucking cent, every euro, every dollar, you tax the rich 100%, you would not cover your social fucking security costs for a year.
But you'd lose a lot of tax the next year. All that tax is suddenly gone, bro.
Yes, because you just burned it. You just destroyed all of it. Like, taxing the rich is not a solution. We already tax the rich, and we tax them unfairly much. And here's the thing, too. That rich person, how did he get rich? Did he find this money on the side of the road? Did he dig up a sunken fucking treasure? No, he runs shit. He employs people. He creates value for Germany. Because right after you've taken that 758 billion, you will also unemploy a quarter of Germany's population. I fucking hate the tax the rich thing.
Although, of course, the details are fiercely debated, so we'll not get into this right now.
Oh, won't we now?
But the scale of the gap between what workers pay and what's needed to cover boomers' pensions is so enormous that even raising taxes would only buy a bit of time.
Exactly. Like, listen, Social Security is already... It costs so unbelievably much money. You cannot imagine. It is the single most expensive thing we've ever done. You remember back in the day when it's like, war is the most expensive thing. War is ruinous. No. A war doesn't cost a fucking quarter of what Social Security does.
I mean, like, Britain's, apart from World War II, which was worldwide total war in World War One, like Britain's taxes peaked in the Napoleonic era at about 20%, and that was considered ruinous. Can you even imagine 20%? Oh God, I would kill for that.
So, for a funny aside, this is like the estimated cost of the Iran war, right? $87 billion. Oh my God, that is so much money. How is this possible? United States government spending on social service and public welfare exceeds $1 trillion annually. Trust me. It's we could bomb Iran at the current intensity for about 10 years before you reach the level of 1 year's expenditure on social services and welfare.
I mean, notice how Kurzgesagt didn't give them any of these numbers.
No.
Right? No. You don't need to know about this. It's just a lot. It's just a bit out of control. Wouldn't last for very long. Don't you worry about it. You don't need to know the scope of it. Because this video is actually designed to keep you in the fucking dark. You would have no idea why any of this was happening if you only watched that video.
Yeah. This doesn't talk about what's actually causing it. It's just like, oh, the boomers did this. What did the boomers do? You never tell us what did the boomers do.
Yeah, a little bit more to it than just boomers.
And beyond pensions, the welfare and healthcare systems Germans rely upon may become unaffordable in the 2030s. The vast majority of healthcare costs occur during the last quarter of your life. So just as the healthcare workforce is shrinking due to demographics, the numbers of patients will explode. The waiting time for a specialist doctor is already months in the state healthcare system.
This is setting the scene for just a government-sponsored maid at this point. It's just saying, listen, libtards, the government's just going to fucking kill you at some point. When you get sick above a certain age, they're just going to end your life. That's what this is saying.
That's the only argument made in this video so far. Old people cost too much. Okay.
Yeah.
What is the solution to that, Kurzgesagt?
Hang on. It's not they cost too much, it's they cost the government too much. If it was someone else's problem, they wouldn't even think about it. It's because it costs the government too much, so they're going to kill you.
Okay, but what about immigration? Whatever you...
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
Finally, we get to the question of immigration.
Your opinion on immigration is, pro or against, please put it in a box and ignore it for a moment. We only want to look at it from one perspective. Can it solve the population crash?
What the fuck do you mean?
There's only one possible interpretation of immigration in this equation, Arch, and that's as a solution. That's as an unvarnished good.
If the Germans die, could we replace them all with Turks? I mean, yes, but I don't think that's the answer.
Does Turkey even have a pension system?
And I fucking love, like, whatever your opinions on immigrations are, ignore it. Can it fix a population crash? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, anything save the fucking pension system. Anything to prevent women from having to raise their own fucking children, isn't it, Kurzgesagt? Fucking hell.
Let's look at the population again. If a country's pyramid looks like this and you want to stabilize it at the bottom, immigration won't do that. For one, it doesn't actually make your country that much younger. In Germany, the birth rate of most of its immigrants isn't higher than the locals.
What do you mean
wow, really?
isn't higher than its locals? What? That's 60% higher than its locals. What the fuck do you mean, you lying?
In their defense, adjusted for time, actually the immigrant birth rate does decline.
Oh, yeah.
Because they live in a first world country too, and their women are like, so I don't just have to be a baby machine, and they stop having so many babies.
That's true, but even then, that's already a vastly higher birth rate.
It is, yeah. It is.
And for them to then go like, oh, that's no difference. You were showing me the numbers. You.
Yeah, I can read, for fuck's sake.
And if new immigrants have more children, they tend to adjust to the rest of the population within 2 generations. Sure, immigration over the last few decades has delayed the coming crash, and in the transition period, we'll run into serious worker shortfalls, especially in healthcare and nursing. So, zero immigration doesn't seem wise or feasible. But there's a problem. If
Hang
birth
on. It's merely delayed the issue. So if we stop immigration, that's not wise. No. It's inevitable. You've already set it up that it is inevitable that the pension system crashes, right? It can't be sustained. So I actually don't think it's wise to artificially put off the fucking inevitable. I think it's actually wiser to rip the plaster off now and just fix the problem while we're at it.
Yes.
That's the wise thing, isn't it?
And here's the thing as well. Okay, you need more money in the system. That's what it boils down to. You need more money in the system to pay for the bullshit. Ignoring the fact that we should cancel the bullshit first. Bringing in more people that are net drains on the system does not help the system. Duh. And secondly, you need the only real opportunity we have here is that the jobs that remain, the people that work, earn more money. That is the only actual solution. To have that happen, we need fewer people. We need people who can do more. And that's where AI can come into the light. You can have a person operating 5 robots instead of 5 people. But that is only going to happen if the company is like, okay, it is cheaper for me to buy 5 robots than it is to hire 5 people.
And if you bring in, 5 fucking slaves from wherever, a continent where people have only ever worked for $50 a day, then actually it doesn't become cheaper.
No. You are delaying the automation process by importing more and more slave labor.
Yeah.
Literally, this is why the Romans didn't get fucking steam engines, because they were like, oh, why would I do that? I can buy a slave.
Yeah, what's the point?
Stay as low as they are, or go down even more, then the German population will continue to shrink. And to keep it stable, it would constantly need to be replenished by new immigrants until
there are no Germans.
Yeah, and that's the plan. That's their only plan at this point.
they age and themselves need new immigrants to pay for their retirement. No matter if you think this is a good idea or not, it's not actually possible. Birth rates are crashing everywhere. Eventually, immigration around the world will slow down massively. The world is running out of young people. So,
Hang on. Whether you think this is a good idea or not, hang on. Why leave that unaddressed?
I have lost.
No. Turning the West into a black hole for lineages is a really retarded idea. And it's a really retarded system that relies on it. And so we should just really tackle that fucking thing head on, shouldn't we? If you, the viewer, the libtard viewer, watching this have got that expectation in your mind, you're a retard and you need to disabuse yourself of it fucking quickly. That's what you should be saying, Kurzgesagt.
can delay the issue a bit and ease the consequences, but that's it.
Well, no, it won't ease it won't ease the consequence. It will make the consequences more severe. Because at the very least, if there were just X amount of Germans, and that continued decreasing, at least there would only ever be X amount of old people. Instead, you are yourself saying you are importing more old non-Germans.
Yes.
God.
Our governments are learning to their chagrin that immigrants get old too.
To solve its demographic crash, or its welfare state and pension systems will break. Conclusion and opinion part. So, how over is Germany? The demographic crisis is the greatest danger to German living standards and social cohesion.
Oh, my living standards.
Living standards and social cohesion. Okay. So, two things there. First, social cohesion. The social cohesion is already done. The Germans don't have any more sympathy for the non-Germans. You've already disabused this. There is no more social cohesion. We no longer live in the world.
What they're saying there, though, is how can we stop the AfD?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's what they say.
How do we stop the rise of the far right? Well, that's the issue.
Yes, the social cohesion is the left-wing worldview. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You've proven it doesn't work right now. It must end. It simply must end.
Demographic crisis is the greatest danger to German living standards and social cohesion.
And then the living standard as well.
Yeah.
The living standards are crashing because of your social cohesion, because of the absolute commitment to the Church of Liberalism, because there can be no other solution, which is why you've now made a 10-minute, 15-minute video explaining this doesn't work without ever addressing why.
And also, as if that's more important than any of the other problems. Like, don't get me wrong, nice to have high living standards, right? But I've been poor during my life, right? Before I had a YouTube channel, I was unemployed at one point. I had fucking nothing because I was a single straight man. And when you're a single straight unemployed man, the British government literally gives you subsistence wages, right? If I'd had a bunch of fucking illegitimate children, I would have been getting like 30, 40 grand a year. But no, I was getting like 50 quid a week and then my rent. And that was it. And it was like, right. So I didn't have, I couldn't afford my own internet. I had to piggyback on my neighbor's internet. Thank God they were really nice about it, right? While I was looking for work. And then I happened to luck into success on YouTube, right? So I've been super fucking poor. And yeah, okay, it's not great. I would prefer not to be super fucking poor, but I would rather have a country than high living standards. I would rather have a country where at least, we could all be like, yeah, this is like we're going through the Blitz or something, we've got rationing or whatever in World War II. Yeah, that's bearable when everyone around you is like you and cares about you and has a similar sort of feeling of camaraderie-ness and brotherliness with you because they're all part of the same country and you're all the same. Like when you've got this need for desperate social cohesion, it says something's gone terribly wrong, actually. Something's terrible. Something really bad is happening in the country to cause this. And if we can't ever talk about that, those Kurzgesagt obviously can't, well then it can never get any better, can it?
And of course, strong countries build strong economies, unsurprisingly.
Oh, yes. And the same crisis is unfolding in all Western countries. Things are about to escalate in Germany, Italy, France, and Poland, but the same issues are also on the horizon in the US, Argentina, or Canada. The reality nobody wants to talk about is that solving the demographic crisis will be very painful. It will require sacrifices from everyone, and politicians seem incapable of addressing.
Oh, hang on a
What
second.
sacrifices, though?
Hang on. This is sounding positively far right. This is Rupert Lowe's video, remember? When he said, solving these problems is going to be very painful, but it must be done. Kurzgesagt, you are right that the only people with solutions at this point are those evil far right people who are like, yeah, things are going to have to change. Like, we can't carry on like this. This is basically an endorsement of Rupert Lowe.
It honestly. But to solve the demographic crisis for real, something no nation has done successfully so far might mean doing things that are intensely unpopular with older voters.
That's right. And women. Intensely unpopular with women.
What are these solutions, Kurzgesagt?
Instead of spending 25% of Germany's entire budget on the elderly, especially the wealthiest among them, we could invest more of it in families, paying for housing and childcare, and
God, okay, I'm going to let him finish the point, then.
making it an amazing deal to have a big family. More than anything, our attitude to kids and families needs to change.
Yes, it does.
Demographics.
It does.
Okay,
It begins with women working, doesn't it? Women in the home or women in the workplace. Make your fucking choice, Kurzgesagt.
Because, so wait a minute. Oh, we spend less money on the boomers, more on the young. No, it doesn't fucking work. Okay, so first and foremost, we're already not spending much money on the old per old person, okay? Because you already said 20% of German pensioners are living beneath the poverty line. All right, so what you are saying, Kurzgesagt, is we need to kill a lot of old people. There's no other solution. There isn't spending less money. 20% of them are already poor. What you're saying there is we need to kill old people, and then we need to spend more governmental money. But if we do that, in a fucking few more years, we're in the exact same position with another generation of spoiled old people. You are just I can't even speak. You are just presenting that we create a second boomer generation after you just blame the boomers for everything.
Yeah, but we can't, I don't know how to say it politely, make people live by the consequences of their own decisions. Sorry, you had 2 kids, therefore, the most you can get is a percentage of what those 2 kids make would be actually a fair settlement. But the boomers will be like, oh no, how could you do this? Or so? Well, you made the choice. You made the fucking choice.
Move slowly, but then unstoppably.
Because again, like if your solution is just Gibbs, but to a different
Which it
group
is.
of people, you're gonna recreate the exact same fucking problem.
Let the hate flow through your heart.
Fucking Christ.
The next few decades will be rough, but our societies can decide just how rough, and what kind of societies will emerge on the other side.
Well, either we reset ourselves at the exact same point that got us to this point to begin with, or there needs to be a swastika over that fucking city. Like, this isn't a solution. Okay, let them finish,
It's not
I
a
guess.
solution.
Oh, that was the finish.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, so
But
there was no solution.
No. Of course he can't propose a solution. Holy shit. Like, he's just admitted that basically any solution has to be Rupert Lowe tier in how dramatic and hard right it has to be. And so obviously he's like, look guys, we're on a fucking highway to destruction. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Far right bad. Bye. It's like, fuck you, man. You're such a coward. You're such a fucking coward.
What's the solution? Wealth redistribution. Okay, so we'll... God.
Resetting the system so we can carry on doing more of the same forever.
Yeah, if we just restart it, if we keep doing the same thing and we get the same result, why don't we just keep doing that?
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
No, the solution is that our system has failed. We don't reset it. We must undermine and destroy it. And then we test out every bit as we go. And we see, does this work? No. Then get rid of it.
I mean, ultimately, and this is the hardest pill for the libtard to swallow, it's going to look like a really, really archaic form of family life, where women do not work and they collectively look after their homes in, say, I don't know, a community like the village. They can all spend time in the village green with, where they let their kids run on the village green and, take care of each other and, go and see each other for afternoon tea or whatever. And then they go and spend their afternoons looking after the old people in the village. And the men go to work and then basically give their wages to their wives to buy the things that they need, like my grandparents did. Like, that's what's going to have to happen.
Yes. And again, we do have automation. We have technology. We have more resources. We can do this on a better level than we did before. But we cannot just give it all away. That's the problem. Because all of this basically boils down to we lived beyond our means. This doesn't have to be a complicated thing. This can literally boil down to a simple family economic scenario. If you earn $100,000 a year and you spend $120,000 a year, you're fucked.
Yep.
And we need to do the exact same thing. Instead of spending $60,000 on healthcare, we don't. We just don't.
Yeah, and again, for example, like, okay, let's say that someone in the village got really sick. What happened? Well, everyone in the village would chip in. If my neighbor was like desperately sick, I'd put in a bit of money. We'd all put in a bit of fucking money, and we'd get them the treatment that they needed, because that would be the nice thing to do, because they're our neighbors and we know them. We want them to get the best they can get. But sorry, if it's just some labyrinthine, immutable, impersonal bureaucracy that exists outside of time and space, that is on borrowed time, that's going to fail. It's going to fail. You have to come to terms with the fact that's failing now. It's going to fail.
Like, all of this really... Fiscal responsibility solves 98% of these problems. And Americans, I know you're not going to want to hear this, but you're a big fucking example of this. Americans with low wages low taxes tend to waste a lot of their money. This is the same problem with the government. In Europe, we kind of didn't trust ourselves. Like, okay, well, we want free healthcare, so we're going to give the money to the government. But that simply means that when you give them $1, you get 80 cents back. It is far better to just rely on people handling their economies themselves. And if somebody then mismanages their economy to the point where they cannot pay for insurance or healthcare, etc., well, it's tough. You're going to have to ask for help and hope that you haven't done enough to piss everybody off.
Yeah,
that's about it.
But also, historically, right, this was the way that the community regulated its own members. So, for example, in England, disinheritance was a very, very unusual practice that most of the world didn't have. But what it meant is that the average person, the average Englishman, could actually refuse to allow his children to inherit some of his property, right? And what that meant is that the children had a really, really, really strong incentive not to be utter shits.
Yeah.
Like, they really had a strong incentive to stay on good terms with their own parents. As in, I'll take care of you in your old age. I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll be kind to you, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to have a massive family row because I would like you to include me in your will. And lo and behold, we became the world's richest and most successful country.
Yes. And at the end of the day, that's where so much of this again lies. We need traditions. We need to go back. We literally just need to go back.
And it's going to happen. As Kurzgesagt is saying here, what he's doing is warning his audience, by the way, prepared to return to a very reactionary period of time, because this libtard fantasy that we've been living through ain't going to last.
No, it doesn't work. It never has. We know it. Now the question is simply, are we going to solve it before or after everything goes to hell?
Yeah, and that's the thing. They're literally saying to their audience here, the libtard, like, goony, bald man fucking audience. Like, the numbers are in, guys. The numbers are in. Got some bad news for you. The numbers are fucking in, and they're bad. They're really bad. And so get used to the world around you changing substantially in the near future.
I did want to talk about this one too, but there's no way we're going to get through this. I do want to, however, I want to look at one part before we catch up to the super chats, and that is the one about safety. There we go. Because I think this one is particularly interesting.
Oh yeah.
Anymore, because women in general.
Sorry. Can we preface this quickly before we? Who is this chap and why are we watching his video?
So this is Radical Living. He's a pretty big German YouTuber, 2 million subscribers, and he basically did loads of videos on Germany, living in Germany, how to live in Germany, how to live other places, etc.
Really, and he came to the conclusion: get the fuck out while you still can.
Yes, and he decided
drop another Iron Curtain.
Move of course.
No kidding.
And I do love this too. How living in Germany changes you, like showing like how nice it is to be in Germany and so on.
Yeah.
Where you want to raise them, especially if you have a daughter. I don't think Germany is a good place to raise a daughter anymore.
Oh, why not?
Because
why?
Women
What happened?
in general, they don't feel safe anymore walking down the street at night. You don't have to take it from me. There's public petitions in all major German.
And why don't women feel safe to walk down the streets anymore? Not to mention,
Is it something to do with the pensions?
I remember back in 2014, there was a term, Sargon, that you might recall, rape culture.
There was. It only applies to white people.
Yes, I haven't heard it again. I heard it for about 10 years.
In corporate office environments.
German cities, women want like vouchers for free taxi rides at night. In Berlin, they want to have like women
Oh,
only.
it has to be fucking free. Pay for your own. Fuck's sake.
That's what women need free taxi rides. Don't worry, I'll get stabbed and assaulted too. I just won't get raped.
What are you doing with all that fucking office worker money that you've got?
Subway wagons and the stories you hear in Berlin, what women have to endure in public transport. It's fucked up. It's fucked.
Oh.
They just want to disappear. And again, what group of people are causing these problems?
Yeah.
And I love that there too. At the bottom there, junkies hunt women with syringes. A man fancies about rape in Arabic on the train.
Oh, why are Germans learning Arabic? It's weird.
Fucking weird.
Fucked up, to be honest. You all know the reasons why it is like that. I don't have to talk about it. But the fact.
But you are a pussy for not talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. Look at that. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. It's uncomfortable. It's like, then it's not going to change, is it? It's going to continue forever.
And this is one of the things that annoys me as well. Because on the one hand, good on this guy. He's like, okay, I'm not going to live in Germany anymore. I'm just going to move to Cyprus. Okay, you know what? I fucking want to do the same. Don't get me wrong. But when you then also have a platform, 2 million people, you should be the first guy to go. This is the reason why.
Yeah, and the thing is, I hate this kind of attitude too. It's like, oh, I'm just going to leave because it's not great. And it's like, okay, and you can tell us why. No, I'm just going to hint at the reason why. And then I'm going to leave. And I'm like, okay, man, but I tell you what, right, I'm never going to fucking leave England. I don't give a shit. I'm sure it's going to get a lot worse before it fucking gets better, but I'm not fucking going anywhere. I'm not leaving my country to these Arabic-speaking rapists who the government have brought in to pay for the pensions. I'm not fucking doing that. Right, they're going home before I fucking leave.
Fact is, women in Germany don't feel safe anymore, for good reason. And deciding to raise a daughter in Germany is just, it's not a good thought to have, you know. You want to keep your people safe, your children safe, that they grow up in a friendly environment where they can feel safe any time of the day. This is just my opinion, but if a woman can't walk down the street at night and feel safe anymore, you have failed as a society, as a country.
Yeah, no shit.
You have indeed failed. Yes, you, Radical Living,
Personally.
you have failed. You and yours have failed.
Yeah, I hate to do it, but mate, you got to take some fucking accountability for this. You know, your plan is just to flee. It's like, sorry, man. This is why Restore Britain has got so much momentum, because it's so many people like, no, we have to just get involved now, guys. Things are so bad. We just have to get involved. I know it's going to suck. None of us wanted to be political. And by God, do I know it. You know what I mean? I never was interested in politics growing up. But it's just to the point where there's just no alternative. There's just no alternative. And like Rupert Lowe says, what we've got to do is going to be incredibly hard. It's going to be incredibly painful, but it must be done. We must do it.
That's just my opinion. And it's kind of ridiculous.
And again, like, I hate that. You've got 2 million subscribers. You're a big person. You have a big channel. And you keep going, oh, it's just my opinion that it's not safe. No, it's not your opinion. You brought up the articles a second ago showing that people are being afraid of being raped in Arabic on the fucking train. It's not an opinion, it's fact.
Yes, correct. Absolutely correct.
Every time something happens in Germany, politicians will just say, yeah, we have a knife problem. Knives are killing people.
Oh God, I fucking hate that so much. I hate that so much because again, this abandons our agency. We look at that people are stabbing each other. Oh well, it's just the knives, the weapon, the inanimate object is the cause of this. No, there are people who are stabbing one another. There are not knives flying around the air stabbing people. People are stabbing people. So we must ask ourselves, why are people stabbing people?
When I was a teenager, I lived in Germany, and I just couldn't have felt safer. Could not have felt safer in the mid-90s. Early to mid-90s, I lived in Germany. Just, it never occurred to me once in my entire time living in Germany that there was danger lurking. And, I mean, we would walk from Mönchengladbach back to JHQ when we were like 16 years old, drunk as skunks, walking just along the main roads. Drunk as fuck as teenagers, because you could buy beer at 16 in Germany, whereas of course on the military camp we were on, you have to be 18 to buy beer. So you just get the bus into the local German town with your military ID, saying, "Yeah, I'm 16 years old. I can buy this beer." And the German's like, "Fine, no problem at all." And they just sell you as much beer as you like. And so we'd walk back drunk as fuck. And this happened literally like every fucking other weekend, and nobody ever had a problem ever. You'd walk, I don't know, like 10 miles or something, in the middle of the night at 4 a.m, no problems whatsoever.
Like I've fully arrived at the opposite solution here to the article. But we should move on. In Germany, no one has to arm themselves. No. If there were more armed Germans, there'd be less knife crimes.
Roger.
Women at restaurants.
Society is a polite society.
And it's not a small thing, but you can also see it in the small things. You can't go to the supermarket anymore without feeling we're living in a crime-polluted society. Like in Prenzlauer Berg, one of the best neighborhoods in all of Berlin. If you want to go and buy shampoo or a cream, you go in a drugstore, DM. You have to go in many of the drugstores in Berlin to the cashier to get them so they unlock the products.
And why, Radical Living, are the Germans stealing so much that you have to lock shit up?
Again, just the complete opposite of my experience having lived in Germany for 8 years. Honestly, it was just like England. It was just the safest, most settled place in the world. You couldn't even imagine them committing crimes.
Because they get stolen so much. Even in the Edeka, in like a normal supermarket, they're locking up alcohol, they're locking up Red Bulls, things that cost $1.50. They're putting security things on them that need to be unlocked at a cashier. What kind of society is this becoming? Another example is Christmas markets. Last year,
a
there have been a
liberal
few
society.
Yeah.
It's a liberal society. That's what you are.
And that's the main thrust of it, because I've been putting off the Superchats for too long.
Yeah.
But we were on an anger roll, okay? We were upset.
Oh, yeah. And the thing, I'm not angry at this guy, obviously, because, he is...
I kind of am.
Yeah, I know.
I've kind of arrived at the position that if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, you're not wrong, obviously. But, I mean, good for him for saying something finally, I guess, like that. I don't want to discourage that. It needs to be done. So I'm not like, I don't want to go hard on him or anything, but fucking hell, we're going to need to be a bit more honest about the problems, aren't we?
Yep. Like, I consider it at this point to be a moral failing to not say anything. And I don't care what niche you're covering. I don't care what niche you are doing. If you're speaking in public on YouTube and your immediate surrounding is under attack, which all due likelihood it is in this current year, If you don't say something, you're a moral coward, and once this is all over, I will hold that over your head for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Simple as. Anyway. The YouTube backend is doing its usual thing.
Of course it is.
The inner circle for 1,000 IDR, which I don't know what is, but I think it's $100. Thank you very much, sir. This is one of the reasons my Gen C is so obtuse and unwilling to listen to advice of being frugal. Whilst it's true they are retarded, I don't believe they deserve to have their productivity extracted to take care of the boomers. No, that's true as well. Like,
yeah, totally.
And the thing is, so we expanded upon at length, or the Kurzgesagt video did, about the crimes of the boomer generation, right? One thing I will say in defense of the boomers is that they lived in an era of massive industrial and automatic expansion, and they kind of just assumed that would continue. We all assumed that would continue. We have robots now, and that we have the ability to automate far more processes, but we don't because it's cheaper to hire fucking Abdul than it is to buy a robot.
I think it's also worth remembering that the boomers actually didn't grow up in opulence. I know it's hard to believe, but like in Britain, we had rationing until like, what was it, 1959, something like that. Like we had rationing long after the war. And the boomers' early years were in the shadow of the poverty that preceded them. So it's not like they were born wealthy or anything like that. And so they, like, another thing is like they did work. You know, they did work in jobs and actually earn the money that they have. It's just that because of the way the economic system has been managed, particularly the housing, has inflated their perceived wealth beyond anything that is reasonable. It's you know, it doesn't mean that they weren't born in opulence, and they have worked. And a lot of people now, especially younger people, want to be kind of unfair to the boomers and say, well, you've just been born with luxury. No, they were not. They were not born with luxury. Like all of the things you consider normal to have were brand new and innovative to the boomers. Like television, man. Like my parents, for the longest time, they didn't have televisions. Like they had televisions when they were quite older, you know, like teenagers. I remember when I was in Germany, so I spent the first 1 to 3 years of my life in England, in Ipswich, and then 3 to 6 out in Germany, and then something like 12 to 17 back out in Germany. And when I was over there first, like there was only one English television channel that was provided by the military, and it didn't turn on until midday or 1 o'clock. And so there was no Sky, you know, you couldn't like get Sky TV or anything like that. So like, it's not like we had, and I'm not even a boomer, I'm Gen X. So it's not like the boomers had access to all of the luxury goods that Zoomers take for granted, right? They really didn't. And so, you know, just to give them their credit where it is due, they didn't grow up in wealth. They were the generation that managed to acquire it for the first time.
Yeah,
it's why they hoard.
If you really want to see the reason why it seems so unfair, it's this, okay? 1960, 2026, $1, $11.25. So over the course of those 80 years, it has 1,000% cumulative price increase.
Yeah.
Wages haven't gone up by 1,000%, in case you're wondering.
No.
And so, whilst there is absolutely an argument to be made, the boomers like borrowed against the future. Yes, they did, but we all have. Like we currently are borrowing against the future. Our current economic system is just that. Our enormous blast of building is borrowing against the future. But the idea is that we can create more value. And again, we assumed we would be able to create more. We would automate, and we can automate, but we choose not to. So there is definitely enough blame to go around, but it's not solely the boomers' fault.
Yeah, it's not just the boomers. But moreover, what they didn't seem irrational at the time.
No.
And there's no reason to think you would have chosen differently were you in their position.
So I need to see if I can find those Oh, there you go. Nope. YouTube.
But the boomers do have to accept their pensions are going. Like, sorry, lads.
The Inner Circle donated again for $100. Jesus, thank you. Twice more. Holy shit. Now I feel bad for not reading them. I'm sorry.
We should be roasting Kurzgesagt more often.
The Inner Circle. My effective rate here, 10% or less. My grandparents want to move their family here. I'd probably be taxed up to 60% or more or otherwise. Hell yes. I mean, again, the average amount of income that a Norwegian spends on taxes, fees, etc. is about 70% of their income. Just to the government.
Yeah. It's the same everywhere, to be honest. We're all fucked. We're all total serfs.
And for a third $100, incredibly generous. Thank you, sir. I love it when people start to understand that government tax and bureaucracy is the cause of all our problems. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, also what our morality forced our governments to do through this.
Yeah. And that's really what it is. The reason we even have to have these conversations is because everyone in charge is far too afraid to admit what has to be done.
Yes. Like, again, there is actually a fairly simple solution to this. The housing crisis in Germany. Okay, the simple solution isn't to give more money to young people. We've tried that. It's only going to lead to higher taxes, which means they will... And again, as I said... If a young person pays $1 in taxes and he's given 80 cents back to buy a house, he's still down 20 fucking cents. God fucking.
Yeah.
And in reality, it's not 20 cents, it's 40 cents.
Yeah. But also then, the person who's working for the government is also not doing something productive.
Yeah.
So that's not just a person who loses money. It's a person taken out of what would otherwise be the productive economy to actually make things and earn money and grow the wealth of society.
We need to stop laundering our own fucking money through the state. God damn it.
It's so true. It's so fucking true. It's so easy as well. It's like, look, it's such a simple...
It's just too stupid. It's just too stupid.
I know. But also, right, the thing is, a lot of this is going to have to be cultural, right? And the cultural conversation we are going to have is going to have to be society versus women, where we say, listen, women, right, we need something only you can do, so we have to come to a settlement where you do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to have to be like women being like, oh, I don't want to have kids. No, there's no option. There's no option. We can't have that. That can't be the case. It can't be the case that you opt out of the one thing that only you can do and must do for the continuation of the species. Right? It can't be normal for women to not have kids. It can't be normal. That's the death of our civilization if we do that. So it's just, there's got to be a discussion, a settlement, an expectation placed on women that they have a duty to the civilization in which they live and gain everything from to have children.
Yeah. And again, the cultural form again, because if you really want to solve the housing crisis in Germany, well, there's about 10 million homes that are currently being occupied in your country. Just saying.
And also, like, when you have, like, women who are, oh, I'm a girl boss, I'm working in a corporation. Well, okay, how many people live in your house? Well, just me. What do you mean, just you? Like, this should, like, you're doubling the number of fucking houses that are needed because women are living on their own, or without, instead of living with their husbands.
Yep.
There's so many problems that come from this attitude that women's job, civilizationally, isn't to have children.
Jenkins the Great, if the Mustache Man comes back, the communist won't be able to complain.
Well, they create him every single time.
Yeah, they're usually the reason for the Mustache Man.
Yeah.
Michael,
hang on, no. It's not that they're usually the reason. They're the only reason for the Mustache Man. The Mustache Man is not needed in a normal, healthy civilization. Because a normal, healthy civilization has a normal dispensation between men and women and expectations on women and men. The mustache man is a response to extreme ideology trying to deform what those expectations should be. There's never a need for a mustache man until liberalism, in the form of either liberalism as we know it or communism, arrives to destroy everything.
Michael Arch, been watching you since the dawn. I'm lurking. I don't donate to anybody, just you, so sentimentally your money means more. I still want my judgment. That's true.
That's nice.
Carson Casimir, good afternoon, Arch and Carl. My sleep playlist has gotten very dull. May I have a 10-hour cut of Carl ranting about taxes from a little too sleepy?
Fucking hell, man. I tell you what, it's because I have to pay so much in fucking taxes that by the end of it, I'm just actually raging, and I just walk around angry for a week after it. I just fucking hate paying taxes.
There's very few things less fun.
It's just theft. It's just fucking theft, and it's theft going to people I just hate for the most part.
Who seem to be out to get you, and always have been. Unpotatoed salmon, right now I am pissed about the Bataclan planner? Planner.
Bataclan. The guy who planned the Bataclan massacre has been released after like 11 years, and the Bataclan massacre was just the worst thing you've ever fucking read.
Letter prison for maternity leave and operating a lathe. Tanushi, what a great way to spend one's birthday evening. Finn listening to a Norseman and Englishman discussing over the topic of the demise of the German nation. That's true.
Oh, I mean, again, like, it's because I live down in Germany that this is not just a sensitive subject for me, but just like, it's why it's everywhere, right? It's genuinely the death of all nations we are witnessing in real time.
Charlie the Beagle. The decline is happening here in Ireland. The sister of our president, an avowed lefty, was arrested by the Israelis for being part of a freedom flotilla trying to break the blockade in Palestine. It is. Well, I mean, the decline is happening in all of our countries because we all share the same thing. Like, at the end of the day, if you want to know what to blame, well, just look at the one thing that we literally all have in common.
So, Arch, I've just put up a video called All Men Are Created Norwegian. I think you'll enjoy it.
All men are created Norwegian.
Yes, it's literally the attitude and opinion of the Norwegian left. And it makes more sense when you think of it in the context of the Anglosphere, because there's always the distance between the ethnic groups and the state. As in America, you've got the whites and the blacks, and then the American government. In Britain, you've got the English, the Scottish, the Welsh, the Northern Irish, and the British state. But when you put it in the context of like Norway and the Norwegian state, it sounds fucking preposterous. It's genuinely funny.
Marina Oliver, Sargon, need to bring back flogging over improper dress. So many gentlemen are without a tie.
Oh, no, I know. It's such a Blairism to have a shirt with no tie. I hate it. Disgusting.
Dizwiz, what's your take on the returning of Anita, Sargon?
I mean, why is the first question. Like, why is she back? Why is everyone... I haven't actually paid attention to anything. So, I don't really know why she's here or anything, but...
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure either. I'm assuming she was hired for that Slay the Spire thing just because there was some lefty on the development team who's like, this is good.
Oh, that was right, isn't it? Yeah. Why? Yeah, I mean... it's a big risk for them to take, to be honest. I'm surprised they'd take it.
Well, I imagine they did it for moral reasons. They just figured, like, oh, well, this will make us good people, and so...
How else could you be a good person other than commissioning an East Sarkeesian to tell you your game is racist and sexist and a tool of the patriarchy? How else could you be a good person?
How else?
I mean, why would you even need to consult her? Like, just literally get a fucking AI. What would an East Sarkeesian think of our game? She'd call you a sexist. She'd say it was patriarchal, intersectionally patriarchal. Ah, good point. But you don't need her fucking opinion.
And I
It's
don't
literally
think
that
they
predictable.
got it or took it or anything either, because nothing really changed in the game. So it must just have been a virtual
No.
single paycheck.
I honestly don't know. I've never played Slay the Spire, so I couldn't tell you or chip in on that or anything like that. I don't even know what kind of game it is.
Noble, the bait and switch of there is too much humans. Do not reproduce, white man. To you guys, don't reproduce. We have to replace you with vermin. This is the most evil thing I've seen unfold in the last 30 years.
Yeah. It genuinely is quite mad, isn't it? When you think about it like that.
Yep.
Like they really flipped fucking quickly.
They did, because now they realize that, well, their cushy society is built on this too.
Yeah.
Those free jet English rides back and forth to the EU convention.
Yeah.
Not free.
Yep. Someone's got to pay for him.
Brandon, for $50. Thank you very much, Brandon. That's what got me Germany's greatest achievement, welfare. Not usually what I think. More like the Franco-Prussian War, the General Staff System, submarines, the Baltic Crusader.
Dude. Right. So I, again, lived in Germany for a long time, right? The Germans are a scarily intelligent people. Scarily intelligent. And when you look at like the list of Nobel Prizes and all the scientific accomplishments they discovered, again, having a disadvantage in time over Britain or France or something like that. Like, you know, they came later than us and did almost as well. And it's just like, fucking hell, these are geniuses. This is a really smart population. And yet they keep fucking it up.
Yeah. Cousin Casimir, I'm from Phoenix. The nuclear plant in Palo Verde is one of the two things that makes it remotely habitable year-round.
I bet.
Imagine
Can you
that.
imagine?
Loads of free energy.
Yeah, can you imagine living in somewhere like Phoenix without AC? Fuck me, man.
Middle-aged boomer's been a member for 2 months. Thank you. At Lib Dem Stronghold of St. Albans, no chance RV, Hail Arch, play Mass Effect 1, 2, 3, or Star Wars. Great Britain, Sargon chance of a pop culture section weekly on the Lotus Eaters.
Sorry, say that again.
Sargon, chance of a pop culture section weekly on LEP, which I'm assuming is Lotus Eaters.
Let's see his podcast, yeah. Well, we cover pop culture quite regularly. Like today, I think, we've covered the Odyssey quite a lot recently because Stelios is Greek and he's been getting in. This is really personal to him, you know, which I understand. Don't get me wrong. If they were making, like, you know, with the Rings of Power and stuff, like I've actually watched the Rings of Power because I felt it quite personal. I mean, I can't remember anything about the Rings of Power now I think about it. I don't remember what the plot was at all. But we do cover pop culture a lot on the podcast, so it's just when it's relevant. Like today, I believe they covered the season finale of The Boys, which I checked out of The Boys on season 2, but I've had to watch it because my wife was enjoying it. And so we've been watching the final season this week, and hopefully next week I'll have caught up on it. I'll be able to do a proper video analyzing it. But I've seen the clips going around. It's just like, this is just embarrassing. Really fucking embarrassing. I saw that Kripke guy, the guy who wrote it, got replied to by Elon Musk, where Elon Musk was like, well, this is pathetic. And he's like, aha, look at this. I win because I portrayed you as Homelander or someone Homelander adjacent in The Boys. Oh, it's like, yeah, but no, like no one's offended, man. Like, no, we're not offended by you. This is just shit. I mean, don't you realize that the only good character in your entire series was the villain? Like,
I've got a whole video I'm going to make on this because the destruction of Homelander as a villain character is fucking tragic to see.
yeah.
Because he's the only sympathetic one. I mean, even Butcher's backstory is like, why do you hate Homelander? Well, he fucked me wife once.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what they did to Homelander as a child for his entire fucking life?
Yeah. Yeah.
If previous trauma is your only justification for being a hero, well, fucking guess what?
Yeah. And also, like, Homelander, like he's got like very much like Emperor Palpatine syndrome, where it's like, okay, but he seems to be the only one having any fun, right? Like, he seems to be the only one actually having a good time in the thing, and so, no matter what you think of Homelander, he becomes a more entertaining character to watch just because, what's he going to do next? Whereas Billy Butcher's the closest to that on the good guy side, but fuck me, man, like the good guy heroes are really fucking boring, and I who cares,
And the problem is they can't die, which further fucks up Homelander, because the fear of Homelander is that he's dangerous. But when you've got a 7 season of him getting the heroes cornered again and again and again, it's like, okay, I'm fine.
Yeah. They should have been whittling down the diversity hires. Like the Oriental woman who couldn't speak, she could have gone. Why is she still around? She should have been killed. Like, she's not like a core character or something, is she? Fuck's sake, And anyway, so the whole thing, like, disappointing, because like the first season was actually really good television, but by the second season it was clear it's another vehicle for them to pontificate about how Nazis are bad. Oh, good, good. Haven't heard that one before. Thank God someone's brave enough to tackle the subject.
No one says birth control is fine. Pensions are the root of this evil. Make them dependent on how many kids you had. Watch the population explode.
Yeah. Unironically, something like that has to be done.
Sinestro, it makes perfect sense to add a foreign population and expect them to be proper taxpayers if you believe people are 100% nurture. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true.
Brandon, so we've tormented you and Mal with Milking Farm. How much for a review of the original Isekai story, A Prince of Mars? A Prince of Mars?
Sure, I'm not going to like it, though.
I think that's John Carter. That's the one, I think. I probably would actually enjoy it, because it's like good old-fashioned 1960s dime store novel stuff, basically Conan in space.
Oh, well, that sounds good.
It is.
That doesn't sound like a punishment at all.
Simple Rex. Birth control in all forms need to be removed, and the newcomers need to go. The newcomers aren't being encouraged to use them.
Well, I mean, I can see arguments for birth control for, say, married couples who have like 3 kids or something. It's like, yeah, okay, fair enough. At that point, birth control makes sense. But birth control for like single women, why?
Anti-hero, always painful to hear you talk about my country. Well, I sympathize.
Yeah, trust me, bro. It's always painful when people start talking about Britain and England as well, because it's not going to be good.
Yep. Every household has to pay 1836 euros a month for state propaganda. It's 10 billion per year.
Oh, yeah, well, we've got the BBC as well, It's like nothing new there, bro.
Yep, same. We also got TV licenses in Norway because nobody would watch the channel unless they forced you to.
Yep. Content's so good, they force you to pay for it.
Brandon, if you want to see an illustration of quality over quantity in real time, anvils and a hydraulic press to see how steel holds up. Look up hydraulic press with anvils in different countries by Crazy Hydraulic Press. I've actually seen that, yes. And the thing is, you can also see this in everything old produced. Old things were made to last because they were simply just, okay, we're just going to make the best product, right? And so they lasted for absolutely ever. The first fridge I had lasted for like decades. Now, you're lucky if you get 4 or 5 years out of the damn thing.
Light bulbs don't actually need to break. Like, there is a light bulb that's been going for well over 100 years continuously at this point. And it's just like, okay, why do we have light bulbs that break? Well, because otherwise the industry would go out of business.
Yep. We literally need to keep making them.
Yeah, we need you to buy the light bulbs. Oh, okay, great, thanks.
Child the Beagle, nearly 10 years ago, Kurzgesagt made a video about human overpopulation. Nice to see them admitting to their mistake.
Ah, yes. Because that's the bait and switch, as the other super chatter had said, it's, oh no, you need to stop having so many children. Oh no, now you need to suffer loads of imports because you didn't have all these children. So yeah, it's almost like we shouldn't be paying attention to you at all, isn't it?
DM Miffy. Quick question. How many abortions in that time period? You don't want to know.
Yeah. Well, it's probably going to be very similar to Britain's abortion rate, which is about a third of the pregnancies are aborted.
At Leon, after everything that happened to them after World War II, the Germans have every right to become Schnazis again. Isn't Weimar 2.0 fun?
Ignorance.
Well, it doesn't matter whether they've got a right to do it or not. This can happen. Like, they don't seem to care or understand how these things work out, apparently.
Derek Harris started reading the Blood Angels Omnibus. They're my favorite Loyalist Legion, and like the book so far. Good. They are cool. I like them. And the inner circle for another $100 super chat. Jesus Christ, my dude. Thank you very much.
Should you get a fucking tax rebate or something?
Yeah, I hope. Oh, you should be able to write these off on tax.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I hope you fucking did.
Yeah, this is like what is it? Charitable donations.
Oh, please, God, let us fall under a charity.
God, the one thing that if it wasn't with the fucking exit tax, but the Americans, the fucking Americans got no tax on tips, including super chats. Fucking.
Oh, really?
Little. Yes.
I didn't realize it counted on super chats as well.
Oh yeah.
But why wouldn't it? Yeah, why wouldn't it?
Yeah, no tax on tips. Look at God. Americans, I hate them.
I don't hate them. I'm just envious. Jesus, I've seen what you've done for them, and I just want the same for me.
I do want the same for me.
Yeah. Is it so much to ask?
Metaphysical arguments is all nice and good, but most people does or have or even understand what core axiom principles are, so the incentives to fix all this mess would likely need to be material in nature. Yes, and well...
Yes, that's true.
The thing is, at the end of the day, it's going to be a very simple argument. The argument that boils down to the common man is, that guy took your job.
Yeah. But also, it's going to, like, honestly, there's a part of me that's kind of longing for the collapse. I'm tired of trying to persuade people. It's like, no, I just want to demonstrate it now. Yeah, let's just see it in real time. What's it look like when the pensions don't get paid? Yeah, you fucking, you have this coming. Oh, no, it's terrible. Well, I'm going to make sure that the old folks in my village are taken care of. I'll make sure I'll make sure that my wife goes around with dinners and make sure they're fed and stuff like that. We're going to do the job that needs to be done, but I'm so sick of the system. So sick of the fucking system.
Yep. And we are living in the collapse right now.
Yeah, do you ever watch that Fall of Civilizations channel?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, look it up. It's so good. Right? It's such a good channel. Chat, you'll know what I mean, right? The Fall of Civilizations. The research is meticulous on it, right? So it's, each one's like, he literally has a sort of thing he says every episode. And he puts out like 1 or 2 episodes a year because they're like 5 hours of why Carthage fell or whatever, stuff like this. And it's amazing, really amazing YouTube channel. But he's like, I can't remember the guy's name now, but he's like, hi, my name's Paul or whatever. And I'm fascinated about what it must have been like to live through the fall of a civilization. And I'm like, you're living through one right now. You are watching, he's British, and so you're watching your own country collapse in front of your eyes, my friend.
We will all experience what it's like to live through the fall of a civilization.
Trick or treat. Can I smell your feet?
Guile Guy, they prevented the population recovery by letting immigrants in. Letting labor gain value would have let young people make money and start families. Yes. Yeah.
It would have made young men desirable to young women. That's one of the main things, and this is one of the hard things to try and get across to people. But it's like, look, the reason that young people aren't getting married is because young men don't have status. And they don't have status because young women have that status instead. Has to end. Has to end.
Marksman for Kira on Calendar and Crimson Skies Fund. Also, Arch, I posted in the STAMFORD channel a very important short. You must show Sargon. It's 40 seconds. The YouTube short is an interview at a convention asking Uncle Ruckus his thoughts on Black Panther. That sounds racist as shit.
That sounds funny, though.
It does sound funny, but I don't think I want to put that on YouTube. I've watched Uncle Ruckus. That's the kind of thing that's dangerous these days.
Well, yeah.
Exceedingly so. Lay with the Red, abolish the welfare state completely. Tax remittance at 70 to 90% and abandon any notion of birthright citizenship. Then the diversity will leave.
Yeah.
Right, birthright citizenship in particular. It's one of those things that made sense back in the day and proved to just be a fundamentally false assumption.
Well, no, it made sense if you're a frontier country.
Yeah.
Right, and you need to populate the frontier with strangers from overseas. That's the only time birthright citizenship makes any fucking sense.
If you need to build.
Yeah, if you need a population where there is none.
But no, remittance, absolutely. There should be an enormous tax on it. Like, okay, you're going to move the money out of the country, right? We are going to punish you for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't even bear thinking about. Obviously, it needs to happen.
Balak 1917, Hail ArchChrist, our Lord and Savior, and High Sargon.
Hello?
Bass player. Bass. There's no such thing as free. Someone has to pay for it. Correct.
Yeah, I know. This is why the argument I've been having with like the online right today has just been really annoying. They're like, oh, you don't want free bus passes? Teenagers? No, I want people to stop spending my fucking money. That's all I want.
Yeah. No, again, it's really simple. If you try to move shit through the government, you're just going to end up having less shit.
Yeah. How about we stop stealing people's money and they can afford their own fucking bus passes, man?
Yes.
So it's just a crazy notion. Crazy.
Child of the Beagle, we need the Hungarian tax breaks for families. We do.
Even then, though, they didn't save it. Right? It was only like a 5% increase, and it was only temporary. It hasn't saved Hungary. Like, everyone's acting like that's like a panacea. It's like it's not. It's really not. The problem is the attitude civilization has to a woman's role in civilization. Until we can honestly address that, nothing will ever improve.
Black 1917, Sargon, you keep saying our kicking this shit out of Iran makes us look weak. How exactly? How does our success make us look weak?
I didn't say kicking the shit out of Iran makes us look weak. We are failing to kick the shit out of Iran. Like, we haven't crippled the Iranians. We haven't made their government give up. And that's what makes you look weak.
So, Florida man, the only issue is welfare mothers having many children in fatherless homes. A valid concern in some urban community. YouTube is making it hard to send this.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Well, yeah, and again, like, we draw the wrong conclusions from all of this. I did a video on Subnautica just the other day where the developer was like, well, we need a world with less guns. Guns are the problem, just like knives are the problems, and so on.
Shut up, dickhead. We've had guns forever.
Yeah, and so I looked into the incident that made him go like, oh, we can't have any guns. Sandy Hook, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Why did that happen? Well, it turns out the man was the child of a single mother, and he was severely mentally ill, and the mother decided to not give him the treatment that the government offered to provide for him.
Oh, really?
Yes. So,
I never looked into that. Adam Lanza, right?
Yeah, Adam Lance, or something like that.
I mean, like, yeah, you see the picture of the guy, the kid, and look at his fucking eyes. It's like, this kid is on something.
Yes.
This is not someone who's not on some sort of drug.
Well, the man was suffering from a whole array of mental ills. Like, genuinely, he was crazy. And there was treatment, and his mother was offered the treatment, and she refused because she wanted to tolerate his uniqueness.
Oh, well, I mean,
Didn't want him to force him to integrate.
Citizenship.
Yeah, good point.
Which undermines and that then becomes the argument, like, oh, we can't have guns. Why? Well, because people might shoot people. Not if you'd fucking treat them, you wouldn't.
Well, the thing is, because that was a while ago, wasn't it? Like, they'd call him neurodiverse now.
Yeah, they would. He would be neurodivergent.
They didn't have that sort of language back then, but that's the language they'd use now.
Yep, they would. So again, it wasn't the gun who killed the people in that instance. It was a lack of care. It was a lack of oversight. It was weakness and the valuing over
Trick or treat.
diversity
Smell your feet.
over anything else.
I genuinely despise when in a German Christmas market, car drives into market. It's like, does the car do that? The car drove into the market. My God. Was it a Tesla self-driving? No, it happened to have an Iraqi behind the wheel. Oh, really? Did it? Oh, okay. Interesting.
Mithril, the third rail of American politics, is what kills the budget. You can swords the plowshares immediately and still be in the red.
Yeah.
Brandon, democratically induced short-term thinking has been a disaster for humanity. People seem to be too stupid to realize politicians bribe them with their own money. Correct.
The thing is, a lot of the time, the people being bribed, it's not their own money, it's your money.
Well, it's also that they exist at a point in time in their lives where they don't have the money yet, and so they want other people's money.
Yeah.
And because of this, in many cases, they're also too lazy or too just useless to produce their own, and so the gibs just keep coming.
And also, a lot of the time, the amount of money they get is just not worth them working because they would be like minimum wage workers. So it's like, but I'm barely gaining any more money if I got a job and worked all week. Why would I bother?
Yeah, why would you? Your standard of living would barely increase, but your work would have to increase a lot.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be doing a full week worth of work.
This was my effing god. Now I hate EU tards even more. Don't we all?
Yeah.
I'm Bad
Yeah.
Gamer. This is what we Germans have to live with. The AfD can't get into power or worse, betray us like every other political party. I'll move somewhere else.
I mean, what other options do you have, really? And that's the thing.
Marine Alva, lol, Sargon's Norway video just dropped.
Yeah, I
I'll have to
told
watch
you.
that.
Yeah, it's genuinely, basically, the Norwegian left have come down to the idea that basically all men are created Norwegian. And I think that's hilarious. It's such an hilarious frame. Because, of course, and there's one brilliant bit where a leftist activist is like, well, you're saying that some people are less Norwegian than others. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I think I am saying that. I think I actually am saying I'm less Norwegian than Arch, for example.
Yeah, no, but that is genuinely how our left views the world. Everybody is just the same in every way. There are no differences at all, and we can just bring them in and nothing will change.
But it's about the expansion of rights, though. It's like, were you saying these people don't deserve the rights of Norwegians? It's like, yeah, I am saying that. They're not fucking Norwegian. Are you saying that I deserve the rights of Norwegians? I'm not fucking Norwegian. You people are mad.
They were thread, and the Lord said, thou shalt build bureaucracy and rob thy people for the benefit of diversity. Book of Bureaucrats, 6/7.
God, it really is, though, isn't it? It's not even a fucking joke.
Simulation, question for Sargon. Have you seen the game Anvil Empire? It looks like a game that you would enjoy.
No, what is it?
I don't know. Anvil Empire. Oh, it's that one. It's a hyper-autistic game.
I would love a hyper-autistic game. I just don't have time to play hyper-autistic games. Like, I just don't have the fucking free time at my desk to play hyper-autistic games in it. And any time that I do get, like, honestly, this podcast is one of those, like, rare moments where I've got some time at my desk. And at the moment, I'm using it to oil paint some scenery that I've made. I can send you an image if you want, so you can see what it looks like.
Sure, go on.
The oil paint has like I'll take a photo. Hang on. Oil paint's got a weird like tone to it, but it makes it look like a fucking painting. And let me you carry on.
Dreadnought Logan. Peter Purer will implement a flat tax 10% rate for everyone and a flat business at a 5 with no loopholes. Vote for Peter Purer.
I don't know who he is, but he sounds like a Chad. Absolute giga Chad.
MJ Bull, how many times does it have to be said that wealth is not necessarily cash? Taxing wealth creates perceived incentives.
They have no idea. They have no idea what you're talking about when you say that. Like, they literally think Elon Musk is Scrooge McDuck swimming around in a fucking vault of gold. They literally say it as if he is, and it's like retards. Like Elon, how many people does he fucking employ? It's got to be tens of thousands of people that Elon personally employs at this point. And yet these fucking retards are just like, well, he needs to. Why should he have that much money? It's like, he doesn't have that much money. He really fucking doesn't. You fucking retards.
Tesla alone employs 83,000 people.
There we go. Like, it's just you fucking retards. I'm so tired of it, man.
See here. That's not that. There. That's Sargon's new scenery.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good.
Oh, thanks. Well, I'm practicing, like, I want to make some really nice scenery for when we've got the models for our games up and running, so I can take some nice pictures with some scenery in the background. So I'm sort of practicing making scenery for it.
It looks beautiful.
It's all right. It's not good.
I think they're pretty good.
Well, thank you. But it's the best I can do. But I'm improving. Like, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos. On how to make scenery, and so I'm slowly but surely upping my game. At some point, I will get a 3D printer so I can do buildings, because there are loads of amazing modelers who make their buildings literally in the way that you make a building, as in by making a load of bricks out of XPS foam and then manually gluing them to a base, a scaffold. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, that looks autistically fun, and the end results are incredible, but I do not have the time to do that. So I'm going to get myself a 3D printer and just 3D print some walls and paint them.
Moreover, how many days of NHS funding would be the total money spent on Ukraine war be worth?
Well, how much is the Ukraine war spent?
This one, I actually know.
Yeah, go on.
So the Ukraine has received about 190 to 200 billion dollars in US funding. So you add in maybe 50 to 100 from everybody, all the other sources. So you're looking at maybe like 300 billion total.
What, in dollars?
Yes, dollars.
So that's probably about 220 billion pounds. That's about a year's worth of spending.
Yes, roughly. That is roughly a year's worth of spending on the NHS. So the entire Ukraine war in aid has cost about as much as 1 year of the NHS.
Yeah. People just have no idea about the monstrous size of our spending budgets.
Because I was thinking of doing a video on this, just going like, okay, listen, social spending is the most expensive thing you can possibly imagine. Think of the most expensive thing you can think of, like a giant war that requires the entirety of Europe to fund it. It's not even close.
Then triple it. Then triple that. You have no idea.
Mikkel, help the birth rates by entertaining my dating show idea.
What was his dating show idea again?
He wanted my VTubers to rate people's dating profiles.
Oh, that's actually not a bad idea for a show.
God, I don't know about that.
No, that's actually not a bad idea, because, I mean, that sounds like fun content, to be honest.
Does it?
Rate my Yeah, well, I'm surprised it's not already something that exists.
I'm sure it does somewhere.
Yeah, but no, I think that's quite a good idea. I think, like one of the surprise hits at the moment is Caleb Hammer, like the financial audit. It's like that. I would never have really thought of that as an idea, but you can see why it works. And like rating dating profiles is in the same sort of genre as that.
Well, if it has the Sargon stamp of approval, I guess I'll have to look into it now.
Oh, definitely. And the thing is, like, if you can get the person on the line while you're doing it. That's a thing normies would watch, mate. You do well with that.
I feel like my deranged VTubers would be the wrong panel, but we'll try.
Possibly, but I mean, it might be funny.
Benjamin, who cares about White Hayek, says Ludwig von Mises is where it is.
No, it's Hayek. Hayek is the guy, I think.
Insane linguist, the goal is to create a population smart enough to operate machinery, but too dumb to question their lot in life, let alone think about doing something about it.
Correct.
I am a bad gamer. After the plague came the Renaissance. Maybe we should let it happen. Let history reform. Well, we have to learn our lessons somehow, and this is how we're going to do it, I'm guessing. SC2 Fund. As a Polar, I fully support Germans from going away and being taken over by the Noirs. At least they can be fenced in and kept there. I hate communists, but Beirut was a hero for deporting them all. The Czechs did nothing wrong. The poor Czechs. The Czechs' biggest problem is that they're too close to the Germans. So I guess this might be the long-term check-in plan.
Prisoners of geography.
Marine Alva, Arrowhead announced a Warhammer 40k crossover warband for Helldivers too.
Yeah, okay. Like, has anyone actually got any information on this? Because I saw it before we went live, but I haven't had time to look into it. What's going on?
I don't know either. I was sent the thing, but I haven't looked into it either.
Okay. I'll have to have a look after the podcast. But I kind of hate these fucking crossovers. Though it's always just cynical cash grab. So it's just.
See, like back in the day, I quite liked the crossovers because they were usually from groups of from things that respected and liked one another, who were fans.
Yeah.
Whereas now, it's all just contractual agreements, like, oh, you can use this and this, these pauldrons, not that pauldron.
Yeah. So here's a Magic the Gathering set of a thing you like. It's like, yeah, okay, don't care.
Yep. Would like to sell some more Firstborn, please?
Yeah.
GG France, greetings, gentlemen. Sadly, if the West ever wants to recover, we're going to need to make some drastic changes. Hopefully, we can fix it in our lifetime.
Well, that's the goal.
Subject Noble, Arch and Sargon, what's your opinion on the average people of the UK are more poorer than Mississippi, the poorest state in the US?
Well, you've got to understand, I've known that for a long time. The average person in Britain has no idea how fucking poor they are. I pay attention to the statistics, so this is not a shock at all to me. But people in Britain just do not realise how fucking rinsed and chopped our fucking country is.
The DJ Foy. I learned the other day that the first to get the pension in the US had only paid into it for 3 years prior to retirement, then claimed it for 10 plus years.
Fuck's sake, of course it did. It's like the fucking NHS, where it's like, oh, I've arrived off the boat, you can claim the NHS. It's like, and then you can just fuck off home.
Yep, the NHS is for everybody.
I hate it, man.
Midrill, the West is addicted to handouts. Bush, I think, tried to restructure benefits and got pilloried by the public via fear-mongering.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's a problem whose time is going to come, whether you like it or not. Eventually, someone's going to be like, well, we just don't have any money, guys.
Sinestro, true welfare hasn't been tried, Arch. Let's give it another go. What could go wrong? What could go wrong, indeed?
You know what? We are at some point going to start hearing that. True welfareism has never really been tried.
Well, yeah, because they're going to have to justify the failures somehow.
Yeah.
And it'll simply be like, okay, but this time everybody will pay their fair share, and it'll be a continuation of the myth of the rich need to pay taxes.
Oh, that's exactly what it's going to be, isn't it? It's exactly what it's going to be. This time, we'll make the rich pay. It's, they do fucking pay. Everyone pays. Fucking hell. I can't even imagine how you could exist in society without paying. And if anyone can tell me, let me know.
Yes. Like, it's so ridiculous. Elon Musk has paid $500 billion in taxes. $500 billion. Like, the average rich person has paid more in taxes than, like, 30 normal fucking people. They pay taxes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they pay something like 30 to 40% of all the taxes that there are.
Yes.
So when they're like, oh, we need to tax the rich, it's like, well, who do you think's paying for all this? Like, there's 1% of the population is paying 30% of the taxes, man.
Yeah, we're taxing them already. We're taxing them loads. Don't fucking worry about it. And again, here we go. The top 1% of earners in the US pay 38% of total income tax, whilst the top 5 collectively contribute about 60% of the national income in tax.
Did you see Jeff Bezos the other day came out and was like, well, people in the bottom 50% basically shouldn't have to pay any taxes. And I'm like, mate, in my country, they don't.
Yeah,
right?
that's already happening.
Yeah, exactly. It's already happening, right? 53% of the population in my country are net beneficiaries of benefits from the government. 53 fucking percent. The bottom 53% don't pay more tax than they take back from the government.
Yeah. And again, the problem is that even if we went in and we took every single one of Elon Musk's money, and by that I mean we liquidate all of his assets, all of it, every factory, every worker, every employee, every nut, every bolt, every wrench, to get that $788 billion he's worth, it still won't pay for US healthcare for 1 fucking year.
It's such vast amounts of money.
Yes, it's so much money. You just can't think about it.
No.
Fuck taxing the rich. Start taxing welfare.
All right. Okay. This is a hilarious thing that I covered on the podcast the other day. Right. So the British public thinks they were asked, in these surveys, what do you think the profit margin on supermarkets is? And they're like, about 30%. So no, it's 2%. Why would you think it's 30 fucking percent? And then they're like, oh yeah, what's the profit margin on this? And they're like, 50%, and it's like 3%. It's like, oh yeah. And they were like, what do you think the profit margin on the NHS is? And they were like 34%. And it's like, retards. The profit margin on the NHS, it just doesn't sell anything. How can it have a fucking profit margin, you fucking retards?
Minus 11,000%.
Yeah, there's no such thing as profit in the NHS. It's a burden that we pay for. There can be no fucking profit on the NHS. Fuck, everything's free at the point of service, you fucking retards. Fucking it's a 34% profit. It's like, what do you can vote, can't you? You can fucking vote. Holy fuck. These people are allowed to vote, Arch.
Sir?
I'm a bad gamer, says at my work we have stand-up to misogyny posters hung up everywhere. On them, they are all just white German men hitting on women and a pyramid of misogyny. Of course.
Standing up for misogyny.
Misogyny needs more defenders.
Yeah.
Umbri, I had an idea for Restore Britain. Rupert Lowe needs to restore Westminster's ability to legislate for other Commonwealth countries. Australia needs it due to the preference system rigging our elections.
The thing is, what's Canada going to do about it? What's Canada going to do about it? What are you going to do about it, Canada?
You ignorant
If our parliament's just like, yeah, we've had enough of your independence at this point, to be honest. Look at you. You fucked up just like we did, but we fixed it. And now we're going to fix you. You can hear the wailing of a gnashing of libtard Canadian teeth already.
GPS Art, was Tommy's crash out on Tucker not justified, or might you and someone else have some choice towards Mr. Carlson? Has anything else new happened with Tucker Carlson?
Yeah, I don't know what's happened there.
Me neither. I watched one Tucker Carlson podcast. The one where which one? I don't remember which one it was now. But I watched one of them, and I already thought it was like too many fucking ads. Too many fucking ads.
Yeah.
Nothing honest about it. It's just more fucking corporate bureaucracy, Fox News bullshit.
Yeah.
So, I'm not a big Tucker fan to begin with.
So I love Tucker. I think he's great, but I don't like it when he comes out with this crazy bullshit about demons and stuff like that. Like when he's making a really I all I want to see is Tucker doing like 5-10 minute long videos where it's him talking. Or I mean, he can do longer videos. Don't get me wrong. Like he did one a while ago that was like 40 minutes, where it's just him talking about an issue and giving like the morally correct right-wing framing on the issue as to, no, this is why we need to do this, and this is why that's that, and this is why this should be this. And when he does those videos, fucking amazing, just gold dust, shoot it into my veins. But when he fucking talks about fucking like demons attacking him in the night and any other bullshit like this, I'm like, oh man, come on, do we have to like, your dog was clearly in the bed with you, bro. Like, it's not a demon that scratches. You've got a bunch of dogs that you let sleep on the bed. Fine, that's not abnormal or anything, but it's obviously not a fucking demon, mate. And I just don't know why he does that. Like, why not just stick to like really hardcore, like he's got this really penetrating way of approaching subjects. And it's like, mate, stick to that. Please stick to that. You're so good at it. You're so good at it.
Frog Jupiter. Fun fact, poorest US state, Mississippi, GDP cap 51k USD. UK and France, 47 and 44k respectively. Germany, 56. Less than Alabama, fourth US state, poorest 58k. Well, here's the thing too, right? This is inevitable. When you're paying the majority of your income in taxes and fees and regulations, you're going to be poor.
Yeah. I mean, our system is designed to produce an outcome, right? Yeah. Your system isn't. Our system is designed to make sure that everyone lives roughly between 30 and 50 grand in income. And so if you go above that, you get taxed to shit, so you're below it. And if you go below it, you get a bunch of freebies and state benefits and stuff like that, so you live within it. So basically, we have actually mastered communism for most of the population. Not even joking. Not even joking.
This is why I keep saying that Norway is the last true socialist state, because you own nothing, you rent it all from the government.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eventually, the government will claim it.
Yeah, it's so fucking true. I mean, like, when you die, you've paid tax on all of this money, and then they tax you some more, and you're just like, fuck you. Can't stand it, man.
Subu Kaji. My boomer parents made a 600% profit when they sold their home. Over the same period, wages have only doubled. Yeah. And even then, a 600% profit, if they bought that house in the 60s, then actually the money has increased by 1,000%, or decrease in inflation. So they're still even losing out on that.
Boomers can't catch a break, bro.
There is Artex for a tiny break in the Doomerism. Can you guys listen to The Perfect Siege of Terror, a guide by Petrabo? It's a 5-minute-ish music video. It's a banger and funny. I shall add it to the list of things we'll watch at some point in a nebulous future.
Yeah, it's a long list, I'm afraid.
MJ Bull 5156. It is less the boomers whose pensions are going to be cut. It's going to be Gen X left holding the bag when this becomes too big a problem to ignore.
That's true. That's true. The boomers will skip by as the luckiest generation ever. It's going to be me and probably you, Arch, as an older millennial, who won't get pensions.
Yeah. I do not expect to collect a pension, so I am just putting as much money as I possibly can in stocks, bonds, anything and everything that might actually last, property, whatever the fuck.
I just expect to have to work until I die.
I'm just gonna keep doing this. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep making YouTube videos. I mean, what else am I gonna do with my time, I guess?
Cogbjörn, the problem with boomers isn't that they were fiscally lucky, it's that they spent years destroying and selling the heritage they were meant to pass on to their progeny. And when the young aren't happy with this, they have a fit about their racism.
Yeah, that's all true.
And thank you for the 50, Cogbjörn. Thank you.
You try being less racist?
Also, for some reason, the Inner Circle donates another $50. He's been incredibly generous all to this day, and not a single one of his super chats have actually shown up in the viewer activity box, so I'm just having to catch them as they come in.
It seems like the most important place for them, YouTube.
Yes, but YouTube. YouTube does YouTube things.
Does.
The collapse of the West because, God forbid, we ever allow actual freedom of association. Can't hurt certain demographics' feelings, so you can't have a country. Anyway, started my Ching Chong 100 language course last month.
Oh, very good. But seriously, we are going to have to start hurting women's feelings about these things. Are you saying I can't become a doctor? Probably. Yeah, probably.
Yep.
Weirdly, I know this sounds crazy, but it's actually better if a man got that. Like, sorry.
And frankly, we just don't need that many doctors.
Well, I mean, we probably do, but like, it's just better if we have men doing them because then they can find wives, and then wives can have children. Like, it's literally that simple, frankly.
Sentinel Rex, if I can be forced into military service for the good of my nation, then women can be made to bear the next generation for it as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, sorry, women, who do you think's going to bear the next generation? Like, we're running out of options here, frankly, ladies.
Humble merchant, expecting women to prevent the collapse of civilization is too far-fetched. How about artificial wombs instead? Stupid word blocks.
Well, yeah, I guess men are just going to have to get innovative.
Frog Jupiter, women don't get to vote until they get 3 kids undivorced.
You know what? Maybe. Seriously, I'm not even joking. Like the dispensation of democracy has clearly failed, right? So we are going to have to start thinking of quite radical outside the box solutions to either force or incentivize people to do it. And I, of course, would rather incentivize, but at the end of the day, if it means the collapse of civilization, that'll force our hand anyway. Like, literally, when we're fucking starving in the streets, you're going to be forced some way or another. And guess what women are generally forced to do when there's a fucking collapse in civilization and they haven't got any food? Guess what women are forced to do then?
Yeah, you're already doing it. It's already OnlyFans. It's just not quite as physical yet.
Exactly. So let's prevent that by just admitting that we need a sensible dispensation.
Men, based on either property or wealth, or a combination of the two. I prefer property. And women on birth. Why not?
But it comes down to men are going to labor and women are going to raise children. That's what's going to happen. As it has always been and as it will be when this giant experiment is over.
MacLeod, women listen to no one,
MacLeod.
especially men, regardless feminist affiliation.
From the clan MacLeod.
The goal is to fix this by making the women marry these new
Sorry,
citizens.
Fire is the answer.
Oh, say again. I didn't catch any of that.
Women listen to no one, especially men. Regardless of feminist affiliation, the government will just fix this by making the women marry these new citizens.
I mean, that would be a step up from where we are now.
And MacLeod, you have to tell him that your name is MacLeod, not MacLeod, or he won't listen.
It's Duncan MacLeod from the clan MacLeod. But speaking of Highlander, what did you make of the Henry Cavill leaks the other day?
Where he signs a Custodes box or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, it was cute. But also, yes, he's actually dressed like a Highlander.
Yes.
Like, I'm not for remakes, but like, okay, a Henry Cavill remake where obviously there's some sort of fidelity kept to the original material. The one remake I'm actually kind of okay with and I'm kind of hyped for.
I mean, we've already kind of realized that we're not going to get anything new anyway, so might as well just fucking accept it and hope for the best.
Yeah, and just hope best for our boy Henry, basically.
God, I hope he gets James Bond. He's not going to, but...
I know, but he deserves it so much.
Yeah.
Like, and he would be good as James Bond.
He'd be great. He'd fit perfectly.
Oh, it's hard to think of an actor who would be better placed to play James Bond in 2026.
Yeah, I was about to say, especially in this day and age.
Yeah. But,
our only real option here is our female James Bond, or twink James Bond, or Cavill.
Well, Idris Elba. He's in everything else.
Part of me loves Idris Elba, but his whole take on fucking knife crime pissed me off a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind Idris Elba or anything, but like, it's because he's like a competent black actor that you see him everywhere. And I was like, oh god, get Idris Elba. It's like, why? He's the one competent black actor in Britain. Oh, great, okay.
Well, yeah,
that's good.
And the defining feature is that he doesn't act like the Hollywood black.
Yes, yeah, he's normal.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, he is normal, and that's why I do quite like him. Don't get me wrong, I'm never sad to see him in something, but fucking hell, man, it's doing a lot of heavy lifting these days, isn't it?
Yep.
You know? Again, no disrespect to Idris. I like the guy, like I said, but come on, it's transparent at this point.
Carson Casimir, Bo's morning show has become part of my morning routine. Thank God for letting Lotus Eaters out there for us.
Oh, me too, man. Every morning I get up and I watch Bo, like, seething about the state of the world. It's so funny. He's got the great like tone when he's angry about something, and he uses much richer language than most people. You know, he'll say that's disgusting, it's vile. And I'm like, yeah, you fucking tell him, Bo. I really enjoy Bo's show. Every single morning I get up and I get showered and brush my teeth watching it.
Jester, if you do Prince of Mars, you should do Tarzan as well. Same author, and if you get his work, you can definitely tell he was friends with Lovecraft.
Ah.
Cousin Casimir, our idiot governor here in Colorado has taxed overtime at the state level after federal taxes were removed on it.
This, like,
Of course.
Fucking traitors.
Is that
Now, that's
money
another-
on the table?
That's another thing. Can you imagine fucking doing overtime in this kind of economy and environment? Like, why would I? So I can be taxed 60% on what I'm doing? Fuck off.
Yeah.
I'd rather just go home. Oh, why is productivity down? Well, because it's just not worth fucking working.
Benjamin, so Anita has been working in the industry since she disappeared. She worked on a Dishonored game with Arcane Studios. Also, she's almost perpetually hired by the Devolver Digital indie publisher. Yeah, no, she's literally... Okay, you know how Invincible gets accused of spending all of their fucking budget not on animations, but on celebrity voice actors so the people working there can rub shoulders with them for a bit? Same thing here.
Can I be honest? I've never watched Invincible.
You're not missing too much.
And I don't know anything about it.
Basically, the animations are shit now, and they keep hiring really expensive celebrities to voice act for them.
Right, okay.
And that's what's happening to Anita. There are a bunch of people within the industry that are very progressive, and to them, she's a hero. So they pay her, she comes over for a day, and they get to take a selfie with her, and that's about it.
Yeah. Oh, Anita, you're so great. And you know what? Good for her, man. Good for her. I mean, she's way better at the grift than we are. No one's fucking paying us to go over.
Marksman 117B. Uncle Ruckus dominates YouTube. It's not Ruckus at his full power. It's the voice actor talking to an interviewer, so he's restrained. Still funny. I don't trust you.
Okay.
Nothing I can't pre-screen ahead of time.
Come on, let's watch it. Go on. Go on. Come on. It'll be fun.
No, I'll have to find it too.
Yeah. See, chat, the things I do for you.
See, all I see in the vampire server now is terrible
Oh,
memes.
it's gone. Just happens to be gone, does it, Arch? Wow, that's coincidence.
This is in the message requests. I don't. Listen, my Discord is too full of random garbage as it is. Stop adding to it. Enigma Full Civilization podcast cued me into the flaws of globalism with the Bronze Age episode. If one state fails, they all fail.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just so good, but it's like, what's the guy's fucking name? It's like, hi, I'm Paul or whatever. I'm really fascinated about what it's like, what it was like for the people when their civilization was collapsing around them. It's like, dude, just go out fucking side. Like, honestly.
Benjamin, IRC, Kurzgesagt is sponsored by one of the forums that is directly funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Hardly a surprise.
Enigma, the Iranian government needs a leader to give up with. Mr. Wizard Frenzy, don't forget to check your Streamlabs. Also, chat, use Streamlabs more. I'm yet to have been censored on it. That's true. Where's the Uncle Ruckus thing? Now I just need to shift that over into the Brave
What would
browser.
Uncle Ruckus think of Black Panther?
First of all, ain't no such thing as a black superhero. Spider-Man is a white man. Peter Parker, that's a white man. Superman is a white man from a different country. Of course, he's an alien, so Donald Trump might send his ass away from here. Iron Man is a white man. There's no such thing as a black superhero. Black folks make crime. They do not prevent crime. So if there was a Black Panther right now, I'd send his black ass to jail and tell him you go in the corner and take a shit in your litter box, you damn panther.
That's your word.
That's the reality of it all.
That's the reality.
Oh, I just fist bumped in.
Oh,
You lied to me, Marksman. You lied to me. There's an N-word in this. Marksman is on the ban list from now on and will never ever be spoken to again.
I mean, it was pretty compelling, to be honest. I think we should consider his points.
Where was I? Volumio, speaking of autistic games, trailer for Solar Nation 2 dropped. It subscribed Silver suddenly beat Hearts of Iron 4 and Stellaris. VTM Redemption.
Okay.
Mr. Distant Frenzy, I'm still stuck at the stage where I just want vengeance against the people who've done this to us in our societies. I need to feel the catharsis from watching them suffer for their crimes before I can move on with how to fix the shit that we're in.
Man, I've got the worst possible fucking news then. No one's ever going to be held to account for any of this.
Nope. Absolutely no one.
Sorry. It's just not going to happen. And it's one of those few things I really hate having to come to terms with, because it's just like, no. There's like, oh, fucking hell, man. Like today, every day in England we have an atrocity, right? Today's atrocity was 3 gypsy teenagers who held a young girl, like 12-year-old, held her down by her throat, a knife to her throat, and raped her repeatedly, filmed themselves laughing in her face, and the judge was like, well, you're not going to jail today, boys. It's like, oh my fucking, that judge will never be held to account.
Nope. Never. And there isn't even a system to hold them to account, even if there was the will to do so.
Yeah. Like, yeah, absolutely. Nothing could be done even if we wanted to. And I hate it. I hate everything.
Jankus the Great. If the camps come back, the communists can't complain. GB Blade Warrior. Sargon, at what scale will your game's models be?
Oh, probably 28 mil or 32 mil. What are we thinking on that?
28, 32.
Yeah, they're probably
Standard.
28. I mean, well, I don't know. One of the two. It won't be like significantly out of proportion with other games. There's no point really.
Enigma, will Ukraine take Moscow? No. But neither will Moscow take Kiev at this rate.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
MacLeod. Convincing women to give
from
up
the cloud,
all the perks.
MacLeod. Yeah.
They get to be in a relationship with a man, where they are on equal footing in squeezing blood from a stone. Michael, yes, I got Sargon. I will now indulge in this video. Victory. John Smith, money is standing for time and resources. Government spending compete for those same resources, and taxes hit you again on top of its pressure coming from both ends. God fucking damn it, not free. True, not free. Nothing is free.
So there was a great 4chan green text that was going around about democracy being a proxy for war, right? And it was worth being democratic when you had two sides that could kill each other, right? Because obviously, it's like, well, we could just vote and then no one dies, right? But you've noticed that politics is genuinely splitting into men versus women.
Mm-hmm.
Men vote right, women vote left, right? And it's like, okay, but this is no longer a proxy for war. Like, I've decided, actually, I'd rather have the war that is being proxied through the ballot box. Because if it's the right-wing men versus their wives versus the left-wing men and the girl bosses, I mean, I don't think democracy is accurately representing how that conflict would go. to be honest. I think that conflict would be over very, very fucking quickly. And therefore, we'd have a much different dispensation than the one we have. So, like, democracy is not acting as the proxy for the conflict resolution that we need to have, and that can't last forever.
Enigma, were the camps just pronto made? We will have more made for old people. Johnson Smith, in fact, it's more expensive because the government doesn't have to operate efficiently. It doesn't compete with anything except the popularity of its programs. Yes.
Yeah, that's so fucking true. There's just literally no incentive for a government to ever work well.
The DJ Foy, should I check out Caleb Hammer's other channel, Front Page? Decent mini deep dives, docs on topics every week. Some good stuff there.
Well, I've never watched any of his stuff, not because I don't like him or anything. I actually do like the clips that I've seen going around. He seems really funny and normal. I just don't have time to watch anything.
Zerandel. Not related, but I usually never catch your streams, Art. How much do you know about RuneQuest? Got into it since playing King of Dragon Pass. Very lore and mythology focused. Think you should look into it. RuneQuest. I have never heard of it. I have heard about King of Dragon Pass, but I tried playing it during a period where I had too many other dumb things to do, and so I never got into it.
Right.
Tabletop role-playing game.
Huh. Is it like based in Viking era?
Apparently, and it has like 17 source books, so I'm never getting into it.
Yeah. Saying that, 11th edition 40k is coming, and it actually looks quite good. They've made some quite substantive and frankly radical changes to the tabletop rules, and I'm actually mildly excited for it because these are changes that should always have happened. But ever since, since second edition, for example, like one of the main changes is that cover is not going to boost your armor save anymore. What it's going to do is reduce the chance that the enemy has to hit you. And you might be like, wow, that's obvious. Why didn't they do that since second edition? And the answer to that is because they're retarded and they're just incapable of making a good game. And now it's starting to look like the rules might actually be quite good. It's like, holy fuck, this is amazing. I've not been excited for an edition of 40k for a very long time. Like, fucking hell, what's going on? Like, there's a rules change and I'm looking forward to it. Amazing.
Marksman, I sent you the clip, Arch. You did, you little Noah. Leon, Carl, where is your bulldog? Be proper English.
Actually, you don't see many bulldogs around.
You don't see many Brits around either.
Ah, that's not true. It's still majority, obviously, but like just not.
Maybe the bulldogs were the only things keeping Britain British.
No. It's not that. Even like back in the day, like bulldogs were not a common breed of dog. Most people don't have bulldogs, for example. Most dog owners don't have bulldogs. Most dog owners have like Labradors and stuff.
Tunushi, how long before the UK government loses the monopoly on violence irrevocably and the police become completely sidelined?
Yeah, not long. And I think they've already lost it over the minority communities, and I think they know it.
Now, long since ago, because, well, they might have the monopoly on violence, but they do not have the moral force with which to apply it.
Yeah, that's the issue. It's like they don't feel like they are the rulers of minority communities. It's very clear. There's a weirdly distinct sort of colonial aspect to it now, where it's like, okay, you're just going to let the Sepoys police their own community, are you? And it's like, well, kind of, yeah. It's like, well, hang on a second. Is that on?
The Thing. Ooh, Arch, you should look at Montana. 6% local income tax, then American federal tax. One of the top states for Second Amendment.
I don't know.
But Montana sounds cold. I'm going to move to Arizona or something.
You live in fucking Norway!
Yeah, so why I want to move to Arizona.
You can't be like, oh, I live in Norway, therefore I'm going to complain about the cold in another country.
Well, I can. It's cold over here. Why would I want to be somewhere else where there's cold?
Because you're used to it.
I want less cold.
I'm
more.
Montana, how cold can it be in Montana?
Probably cold enough.
Can't be that cold.
The giant icy sea of sadness.
It's probably why the taxes are so low, to be honest.
Finally, Black 1917. Iran gets its military wiped out by America's hating dictatorial government. What's left of it refused to admit defeat. Sargon, America are the weak ones. This may previous to Eri Misaki.
Yeah, but the thing is, as with all things, if you can't actually break your opponent's will to fight, it's not a defeat.
As Afghanistan demonstrated.
Yeah, well, as Vietnam demonstrated. As fucking, everywhere, anywhere is demonstrated. The question is not, can America destroy a foreign army on the field? No one doubts that. The question is, can you win an occupation? And the answer has just been persistently no. Sorry. I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but that's definitely what history has borne out.
It's been the tactic since Vietnam to simply wait out the Americans.
Yeah, and everyone knows it. Which is why Iran is just like, yeah, we'll just turtle up. We're literally a giant fortress made of granite. We don't need to go anywhere.
And Black 917, if you want to talk about countries looking weak, you should look at the state of your own navy, Sargon. Not to be fair.
See, this is what I mean. It's not about a competition. At no point do you see us being like, yeah, Britain and Norway are doing great. No. It's just that you've got to be honest about your own selves, right? And as soon as you start trying to point the finger at other people, then what you're trying to do is essentially saying, I don't have to address the issue. That's what that means. And it's like, no, sorry, bro. America actually doesn't have a good track record in other countries. You've got to think about it if you want to improve on it.
And lastly, Fat Leon, Carl, is Cavalier King Charles a posh breed?
Well, I'm personally not. I've never had a Cavalier King Charles. Thing is, these dogs have really bad breathing. They're inbred really badly. So they've got loads of health problems. What you want is a mongrel. We've had dogs when I was younger, and we always had just mongrels, and they were always healthy as anything.
That's true. We did a lot of weird things to dogs over the years.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, Black, we won Vietnam. We just didn't bother coming back when they broke the treaty we made them sign 3 years later.
Well, nobody really views Vietnam as an American win. Sorry, man.
And with that, we are at an end.
Right, well, good
Germany.
stuff.
Germany.
Well, again, just everything's fucked, really. Everything everywhere is fucked. And it's only a matter of time now.
Only a matter of time. And hey, we may be picking on Germany a lot. And it's not even because it's just Germany. It's literally all of us. It's everything. This is just the Western world right now. And Germany happens to be one of the best leading examples of it.
Yeah, but I mean, you could easily do the same thing for my country or your country. Again, just to re-emphasize the point, we're not in any way saying that we are somehow superior or exempt to these forces of history at all.
And so, Germans, whilst everything may suck, we have sympathy for you.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Until next time, chat. Thank you all very much for watching. Thank you for your very generous donations, as always. And we will see you all again, not next week, but the week after. As I will be away in Germany next week on business. I'll try not to get stabbed.
Personally explaining to the Germans, look, your country is fucked.
Yes.
What are you going to do about it?
I'll be on a street corner near you complaining about your country. You must become racist. Your country demands it.
No, racism isn't enough. Sexism, too.
Trick or treat. Can I smell you?
The virtues of sexist racism. The savior of Germany.
Well, you know how the left have the omnicause, right? Where it's just everything. It's the environment. It's gender relations. It's immigration. It's fucking green energy. All that sort of stuff. Well, we've got the omni anti-cause, where it's no, all those things that the left was complaining about. We need to do more of it. All of it.
Everything must be racist. Everything must be sexist, and you must push it at all times.
Yeah, exactly.
There can
Exactly
be no
that.
brakes on this train.
Yeah, exactly that. That was what made the West great. So clearly, that's what we need.
Ignorant slut.
Oh, and Sarathis comes in at the end. Since the police are collaborators of foreign occupiers, how about just not serving them in pubs and other establishments? There's no laws against that. I'm sure there will be, though.
Yeah, no. But that's actually you say that, but it's not so far fetched, and not so terribly far away either. I genuinely think we're coming to that sort of time and period where it will get to the point where, like you say, sort of collaborators with the establishment get ostracized. That time is coming, I think, especially given what some of the judges do. Man, fucking hell! I genuinely think it is coming, and that's rough. That's a rough time period to be in. Like, that's not fun, and I don't look forward to it. I don't relish it.
Service guarantees citizenship.
Oh, and Carson Casimir says he's from Arizona and it's over 100 degrees in 8 months. Well, there you go.
Hell on earth.
Madara, hello, Arch and Sargon. Love the show. Would you ever consider bringing on Despot of Antrim as a guest? I'd
love to have him on. I love his fucking videos. He's so funny.
Oh, in that case,
Oh yeah, definitely. We can get him on. Definitely. He's one of those guys where if like he'll make a nice long video about something that is like exactly what I think on the subject, and just deliver it in an insanely funny way. I really enjoy his work. Really enjoy it. He's one of those channels where when he puts up a video, I will put it on. Like a lot of channels, I'm like, okay, they've made a video. Maybe when I've got a bit of time, I'll watch that later. But with his, I'll make time to watch it. Great videos.
And now then, chat. Again, thank you very much. And we'll see you all again in several weeks' time. Good night, chat.